All right. Blessings, brothers and sisters. Let's go.
The East is where we're from. The 12 tribes of Israel.
We're the 12 tribes.
In 721 BC, the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With the great escape we went through the Euphrates.
The Lord held the water still.
The Lord held the water still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went.
The 12 tribes.
The 12 tribes of Israel.
That's who we be. We be.
Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim, from Puerto Rico, and Valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, Cant, the North American Indians.
Come on.
Simeon, the Dominicans. AHAYAH's gathering Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us. Together our wives and children sold us. In the belly of these great ships we traveled and fed. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. AHAYAH in Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans. AHAYAH's gathering Israel. Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians. AHAYAH's gathering Israel.
Come on, they can't stop it. Israelite discrimination. Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans.
That's who we be. Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians, Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim, from Puerto Rico, and Valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, Cant, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans.
Come on.
AHAYAH's gathering Israel.
That's right. The Most High is gathering Israel. We're going to jump right in. Hit the like button. Yes, we're going to talk about. That's right. We're going to start off with Israelite discrimination. There's a lot of Israelite hate out there. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of hate, a lot of anti-Israelitism happening. It's not right. There's a lot of anti-Israelitism. And we're going to discuss that tonight. We're going to talk about it. There's a lot of hate. You know? In a time in which most people are getting censored for hate speech, you would think that there would be someone out there that would protect Israelites from constant discrimination. There's a lot of anti-Israelitism. And I'm saying across the board. And I'm talking across the board. Okay? Just like there should be no hatred when it comes to blacks against white people. Jews, white Jews against black people. black people against Asians. And you notice I'm always going to throw the black in there because it seems like we're surrounded, right? There's always another battle to fight. Well, guess what? There should be no anti-Israelitism when it comes to, there should never be hatred where Chinese people are hating Israelites, or white people, or Arabs, Chinese people, or even white Jews. There should never be a point, since we're in a time of dropping hatred across the board. There should be no time when now all hatred is aimed towards God's people. But what's going on? We're going to talk about that this evening. But of course, I'm going to need you all to hit the like button, or dislike if you want. That way, the people out there will know that we're actually broadcasting. Soon we'll be segueing into our A Gathering 144 and doing a lot of stuff there. So I thank you for our loyal church members and those who've been following us throughout the four corners of the earth while we were guests here. But soon A Gathering 144, there's a lot of content that's going to be there. It's going to be real good. So we need to make sure that you subscribe, not just here. And thank you, Elder Gabar, again for allowing us to be guests here while we get things together, the nuts and bolts over at A Gathering 144, the main channel. But make sure you subscribe to A Gathering 144 and go and subscribe when you get the opportunity to GOCC Media, and help us out by joining our A Gathering 144 / Patreon page, where we give you all the content that cannot be broadcast, freely without censorship. Okay. So thanks. We're jumping right in. We are jumping right in. We're jumping right in. Thank you. The likes are there. Yeah, y'all doing a great job, of course. So let's talk. Let's talk. Israelite discrimination. Now, first and foremost, it's a shame that when Israelites are spoken of or about, it's always portrayed with some level of negativity attached to it. It seems like the mainstream media and others don't want to talk about Israelites unless it's something bad or heinous. Right? Oh my God, what happened to someone died that belonged to an Israelite group over in England? We heard that someone stormed a store and tore up a store in a Hasidic neighborhood. And no, they didn't say they were Israelites. Oh no, we looked at his social media and it seems like they were somehow connected online, following sideways through his cousin's likes, Israelites. And all of a sudden there were Israelite ties, which means if you were to just click a thumbnail of an Israelite, that the media can just come back right back and just say, well, there's Israelite ties because you watched a video of the children of Israel teaching the Bible. Why is there so much Israelite hate? And what can we do to get in front of it? Okay. Because we have to be careful with the media. You know what Malcolm X told us? He warned us. Malcolm X says we must be careful of, the late great Malcolm X says we must be careful of the satanic, evil, liberal media, where they'll begin to spin things to a degree where our people would start to believe the good guys are the bad guys and the bad guys are the good guys. Right? Because one thing about this media you have to understand, like when it came to the Middle East wars, the war on Iraq, to go over the Middle East, Afghanistan, they had to first start out in the media by what? Demonizing through propaganda. That's right. through propaganda, the targeted war they were aiming towards, or the people that they had negative sentiments that they were looking to war against. They had to first have the spin machine working in the United States to make us believe there were some bad guys someplace else. So it first starts with what? Demonization. So it's important that we as the children of Israel in this time of awakening, since the media don't, they don't want anyone to believe there's anything positive with our people coming back to the knowledge of this Bible, realizing their true heritage as Israelites. So it's upon us to get in front of it and show what the media ignores. What's that? That's the positive light, the positive impact this truth has had on our lives. Okay? The positive aspects in every area. Historically, when it comes to understanding our history with that dark void of not understanding where we came from, first and foremost. Understanding the impact that this new understanding can have, the positive influence it can have on our what's left of a community, if you want to call it a community. Where you can have people waking up to the understanding of God and realize that now there's some accountability, not just to each other, but to our God concerning how we treat one another. How much more will that change in our neighborhoods where there's no drugs, there's no alcoholism, there's no whoredom. Marriage is honorable. Children are being raised in a traditional family with the laws, statutes, and commandments, as the frontlets before our children. No more thievery, no more harming each other, no more negative images being portrayed, because now we're God's people. Right? Now everything I said is exactly what's happening. So that's a benefit for us. But who wouldn't that benefit? You know who? The people who are demonizing us. So what I want to do today, I'm going to show some outright discrimination, because what they're trying to do, they first started off by dismissing the fact that the awakening of Israel was having a major impact on the world. No, not just within the inner cities, folks. All over the world, this truth is having the same impact. Where people are leaving pagan ideologies, destroying their idols, and coming to the knowledge of the truth. And guess what? This is something, I'm not pulling this out of thin air. Okay, I have my phone up day and night. When I leave the house, I have my phone up. I get phone calls from all around the world. Pakistan, Middle East, Russia, Asia. People send mail strictly from different parts of Asia. Okay. Also sending me articles, research material, corroborating what we have learned and we have taught independently from America, to corroborate that what we were saying, the children of Israel that were in different parts of Tibet, China, different parts of Asia, they have historical records to corroborate everything that we were talking about, that we're not just suffering here. The people that was doing slave labor over in China was from the lost tribes of Israel, and are from the lost tribes of Israel. So every time we buy these products, understand it's still the same thing. The slave labor we done here, they were able to isolate our people who were from the 10 tribes into China, folks, and have them serve for almost nothing. So this awakening has had a positive impact. What? A beacon of hope that one day our people will soon be free. Not free to harm other people. This knowledge wasn't given to the children of Israel for vengeance. It gives our people hope outside of this evil, destructive, negative world. It makes it where our brothers and sisters who are looking to give up will say, you know what? I tried the church. I've tried Islam. But my life is still worse. We're being regenified. They're still throwing our people in prison, demonizing us. Israelites, this must be the way. I get phone calls from all over the earth, folks. So guess what? The first thing they tried to do was dismiss the awakening by trying to claim that, oh yeah, it's some crazy radical racists on the corner that hate white people. See, they would like to minimize it there because that's a spin they can control. If they can show a negative light that most people can actually corroborate because they've seen it themselves, they think we're so dumb that the majority of our people would just say, okay, that was an Israelite, like somebody on the corner hollered at a white people as if Israelites are some one big monolith, like we're just one big Negro. No. There was many Israelites during the time of Christ. Why can't we point out the positive aspects? The positives with this awakening. Why can't we do that? So first they couldn't dismiss it anymore. The churches started losing people in much number, in great number, to the degree where they don't even care no more. They're just looking to implode the church now. It has served up its usefulness to control or to try to hold down the black man in the communities from ever rising. That was really their key machine as a component of control, to generate and pump out gentle men, soft men strong and sitting there crying, talking about, oh, Jesus, and all, oh, Jesus, oh, sorry, crying men is what they were utilizing the church for. Men that can be easily ran over and easily controlled. So now that the churches, the Christian churches, the black churches in particular, has actually used up its usefulness, they could no longer dismiss this awakening. Rappers and all that started coming out with rap songs with they saying the Most High and the truth of the Most High and saying they're Israelites, right? So they could no longer dismiss. So the next D is what? Demonize. The same way they did those they were looking to target overseas, they're going to do that, and they're ramping that up now. And it started years ago when they tried to use this one scenario where, may the Most High bless her soul, a sister unfortunately died in Europe. And they try to make that as some type of Israelite thing where women are being oppressed and all this stuff. But we're going to have sisters call in tonight. So they can't demonize. We're going to have sisters call in and give their experiences in this truth and how much this truth have helped their life to get in front of the demonizations, right? And then after they can't demonize anymore because it's clear what they're trying to do, what next is to destroy. The desolation. The desolation. So how did we get here? We're talking about Israelite discrimination. Make sure y'all hit that like button to let other people know that we're broadcasting today, because there's a lot of discrimination coming on. And I'm going to tell you this, it's to a degree now. And I have Elder Lawyer and I got Brother James from the Texas body, who was responsible for producing a lot of the music videos that you see out there, in particular, the videos that was done on my page, the stuff he did for Music with a Purpose. We're going to talk about that tonight. Because through the Israelite discrimination, what's going on? Why are they demonizing Israelites, folks? Why are they discriminating against us? They can put some stuff out there in the mail. Out there in the news, total garbage with no corroboration, just say alleged, to protect themselves from liability, and they can say anything they want against us. But if I were to say one thing about any ethnicity without it being fact checked first, our channel would be blocked. We'll be blocked. They can take you down, and they'll be able to take you through the ring of courts and all that. Right? They can do that if they want. If we said one thing wrong or even got it a little mistaken when it comes to Asian people, that would be considered hate. If I was to do some of the things I'm seeing and say that, okay, it was Jewish people, guess what? Or the JEWISH people, they can call the ADL, JDL, Southern Poverty Law Center, all that, and they can just take us down just because, you know, even if it was true. How is it that we're the only people who are allowed to be discriminated against? So you know what? I say it tonight. Let the devil do what he does, because we are responsible for our image. If you don't know the positivities of what being an Israelite is, or what being an Israelite are, you're going to know tonight. If anybody out there have any question on or never came amongst Israelites, or you're on the fence and don't have no understanding of what it is, we're not going to allow the media to throw out that negative portrayal, because we understand the power of media. What we're going to do is show you what they don't want you to see, what they will never publicize on CNN, mainstream media, liberal news, right? They'll talk about, oh, one sister died, when if they care about our sisters dying anyway. But never go into the countless stories where sisters called in and said, you know what? I got proof that when I found out I was an Israelite, this saved my life. This saved the life of my family. This has saved the life of my children. You don't CNN. You think CNN is breaking their necks to find stories like that? Well, the stories are out there. Right? And this is one of many examples. I'm going to show you real quick. One of many examples before I bring in Elder Lawyer. Before I bring in Elder Lawyer, I need you all to see this. Right? What is this here? What you're looking at is 10 beds of vegetables grown on the Philadelphia church's property by the men, women, and children of the church who are growing their own organic gardens. This is one. I need y'all to check this out. You had men, women, and children, children from the inner city who didn't know anything about gardening. They all came out together and began to grow their own garden. CNN wasn't out there. The liberal news wasn't out there. No one was out there. And you know what? These same people who grew these gardens can give you serious stories of the destructiveness that they were a part of, and as we all were, within our communities. Initially growing up in the inner cities. It wasn't about growing food and helping and working amongst each other. They can all give you their I barely made it story. Where's CNN? To see the children out there with dirt on their hands and digging and tilling the ground to make beds so we can feed our people, so that children can see the value of understanding the work of their hands, tilling the ground, right? Where they'll realize that food doesn't grow in supermarkets. How do children figure these things out to be self sustainable. Now, this is one of many stories I'm going to bring up tonight. One of many stories. Where is the news? Those were Israelites out there. Okay? These were Israelites out there who believe in Christ, who love their neighbors, who were sitting there tilling the ground, growing their own food, opposed to being in the community, harming their own people, shooting each other. They didn't make no rap video talking about killing each other and making harlots of their own sisters. But you have enough press out there to portray us in a negative light, right? Well, guess what? We're going to do something about that, because the enemy, he would like to portray us as some type of, as less than human. They'll give you 360 deals. They'll give you contracts and all that, as long as you out there making yourself out to be a fool or a harlot. And they'll give you the press. They'll give you all the media, all the spotlight and attention that since they know the majority of people who take these contracts are attention deprived. They'll give you all the attention that you want just to desecrate your own people in the image of your own selves. So we're not going to put it up. I have James, who is behind the videos. I have Lawyer. I have Maestro coming in. I got videos on cue. Folks, let me tell you, no longer are we going to sit back and allow the synagogue of Satan, the enemy, to tarnish God's awakening. We have had it. We are starchly against anti-Israelitism. And it's time we band together and understand that this is, guess what? This is a battle worth fighting. To protect our people against anti-Israelitism. It's about time we put a word to it, and then we put a face to it and begin to call out anyone who's behind it. If there's a story about an Israelite and it's to demonize without giving it proper coverage, guess what? We'll cover it. We'll cover it. Because there's no objectivity anymore. There's no balanced reporting. It's just the media is just telling you what they would like you to consume and believe, as if the media or this world media has ever told us the truth. It was the media that was telling us that our plight and community would be better once President Joe Biden was voted in. And how is that going for you? That's the power of the media machine. Black lives matter, Black lives matter, Black lives matter. And then she steps down, go get herself a big house somewhere and retire. And guess what? All the white liberals and the intersectional people took the bag, over $90 million, and left our people high and dry. And I don't hear nobody coming back talking about Black Lives Matter anymore. You've been played again. Been played. And guess what? They know they can play you. And see, and this is why they must demonize Israelites, brothers and sisters. Why? Because they can't find no way in to steer this up under their control like their canned organizations like Black Lives Matter. That's why they demonize Israelites. They can't find themselves a way in which they can wiggle their way in and control it like the NAACP, who wasn't created, and that organization was not and is not controlled or was created by black people. If they can't control it, they'll dismiss it, demonize it, then try to destroy it. Here we go. And I got my people on standby. Elder Gabar, I'll bring you in a moment because I know you've seen this article too. And guess what? We're getting in front of Israelite discrimination. What do we have here? What do we have here? Look at your screen, brothers and sisters. This is from the cantonrep.com, the repository. What is this story? Canton McKinley High School football player says he was forced to eat pork against religious beliefs. He was forced to eat pork against religious beliefs. Now, they try to dismiss it as if Israelites aren't having an impact. But guess what? Every coach, every school teacher, everyone have been put on alert that if y'all have an Israelite in the midst, stomp that person out almost immediately because his influence is uncontrollable. If he get amongst your team, there's a chance of you losing your team spiritually to that Israelite. And when it comes to a coach, in order to have the whole team on board, he must be their Jesus. He must be their savior. The coach must be the all to end all and have the last say and influence over everything. Okay? So they've been put on notice. They try to dismiss Israelites, but they could no longer do it. So now they got the coaches, teachers, everybody around saying, you know what? If you find an Israelite, break him. Because he has enough knowledge to influence the rest of your team. Okay? And of course, usually amongst our people, mostly when it comes to our people, they must have the most ignorant or the most erratic in position over the rest of us. This is how they control the masses. They'll find the most confused, erratic person amongst you, give them a title, and have that person as the leader. Look at the leaders of so-called Black Lives Matter. Point taken. Right? But if you get an Israelite is a leader. An Israelite, someone who's following the law, statutes, and commandments of God, you got yourself a leader there. Because this is a person who have learned discipline by following God's law. And that's how God creates leaders. And that's a threat to Satan's kingdom. Now, let me read the article for you. Let me touch on this article. Canton McKinley's high school football player says he was forced to eat pork against his religious beliefs. Let's go at it now. A McKinley High School football player's family plans to sue Canton School District because they say McKinley head football coach Marcus Watley and 7 assistant coaches forced the player to eat pork against his religious beliefs. Forced him to eat pork against his religious beliefs, folks. You don't understand how deep this is. You don't understand. When you look at the story in Maccabees, we had brothers and sisters, a mother who died seeing her 7 children, her 7 sons ripped apart and killed and tortured in front of her for denying swine's flesh. And here we go again. Let me read this on so you can see it. The player's father, Kenny Walker, and Uncle Telly May joined attorney Ed Gilbert Tuesday morning to announce their intentions of filing the lawsuit that accuses the district of violating the student's First Amendment rights. Good. The Canton Repository has agreed not to name the 17-year-old player. Now you notice they don't want to highlight and give this young man any shine as if they're trying to protect him. But I tell you what, if this 17-year-old discriminated against an Asian, or if he was criminalized or was did a criminal act that CNN and the liberal news could actually put out there to say, well, he committed this crime, they would have a name attached to the 17-year-old. See, you don't know the tricks of the liberal satanic media. See? Now they don't want to say his name because they know that gives them immediate recognition. Right? People Facebooking them, calling them and all that. Next thing you know, they don't want to give that Israelite a platform because he's in the right. They don't want to give him. They know how social media works. This young man will become a hero for his people. So they're like, don't put his name out there. Don't put his name out there, please. You have to watch how they work. But if it was if he would have snatched a pocketbook, okay. If he would have did something wrong, if he'd have been selling drugs or something, they would have had a name next to his age to say, well, listen, he's 17, but he's adult. He know what he was doing. He knew darn well what he was doing. He's still an adult, and they would have had his name if it was something negative. I just need y'all to check this out. The Canton Repository has agreed not to name the 17-year-old player. Player punished for missing voluntary practice. Gilbert, speaking on behalf of the family, said the school district violated the player's constitutional rights when the coaches punished him on May 24th after he missed a voluntary May 20th strengthening and conditioning practice to nurse a slight shoulder injury he received during a previous practice. Now they're going to downplay this brother's injury by saying a slight shoulder injury. He should have showed up anyway. Gilbert said Watley ordered the player to sit in a chair in the middle of the gym and consume an entire pepperoni pizza. Now, you mean to tell me there weren't no conversations on this brother's religious beliefs before this actually happened? Out of all the punishments, you know what? We're going to make him eat pork. So, you know what? There was a problem floating around in the locker room because, you know, let me tell you, locker room camaraderie, folks, is almost like a fraternity. It's a brotherhood. And, you know, there's some rumblings around where people stopped doing certain things because this brother was teaching the Bible in the locker room. I put money on it. He's like, we gotta make an example of this Negro, of this Israelite. And they can't say he hate white people. He ain't, and all Israelites aren't alike because he's an Israelite. He followed the commandments. Being an Israelite doesn't mean you hate white people, folks. Stop listening to the media. You have some factions out there that teach, but they're the vast minority when it comes to the understanding of the Bible. Okay. Rudolph Art Winster, the author of Nature Knows No Color Line. I mean, not Nature Knows No Color Line. That's J.A. Rogers. From Babylon to Timbuktu. From Babylon to Timbuktu. Judea Trembleth Under Rome was also authored by Rudolph R. Windsor. Rudolph R. Windsor learned in a Jewish synagogue by white people. He was a learned, that's right, he was a learned black Hebrew Israelite who grew up learning in a synagogue. So all that crap about Israelites hating white people, we putting that to bed right now. All Israelites aren't the same. What makes us Israelites is our bloodline. Okay? Just because we all share the same history coming off the slave ships, Deuteronomy 28, yes, we're all Israelites, but Israelite is a genetic makeup. We're all, there's no monolithic ideology like they would like you to believe, where all of us, if you're an Israelite, believe the same thing. That's garbage. Okay, let's make that clear. Gilbert said Watley ordered the player to sit in a chair in the middle of the gym and consume an entire pepperoni pizza. Gilbert said the player told the coach at least 10 times that he did not eat pork because he and his family members are of the Hebrew Israeli religious faith. He was a Hebrew Israelite. Now, when it says Hebrew, don't make people try to shame you by saying, well, hold up. If you don't know Hebrew, the Hebrew language, how could you be a Hebrew Israelite? The word Hebrew has nothing to do with the language. It comes from a man by the name of Eber, where the language was passed down from Eber to Peleg down to Abraham. Hebrew denotes a bloodline stating that we are from the sons of Eber. It's a bloodline first, a language second. So don't let anybody try to shame you. Do you speak Hebrew? Do you speak Hebrew? Don't let them try to shame you with that, okay? Because first and foremost, the Bible says that one of our curses being scattered into different lands, losing our homeland, Israel, that we would discontinue from our heritage. If you discontinued from your heritage, you would have to relearn the Hebrew after losing your original language. Okay, so I'm going to put that out there too. So it says his family members of the Hebrew Israeli religious faith. I'm a proud Hebrew too, by the way. It says here, which strictly forbid the consumption of pork or pork residue. Now he told the coaches, and they knew. Gilbert said that all the coaches should have known the player didn't eat pork because he has been present during previous meals. And I'm glad we're standing up now. I'm glad brothers are standing up now and saying, you know what? Now that we got our identity back, the truth of who we are back, and knowing that this is a code in which we can instill laws, statutes, and commandments in our people, folks, what we're witnessing is the change that will change our people. Will change our people, will actually shoot us into an entirely higher stratosphere. Once a good number of our people understand the benefits of taking on their true identity. I'm speaking about our people in the communities. The Boricua Taínos, the Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans, the blacks, the North American Indians, and the white people who would like to help spread that word and understand the value in what? You got it. You are blessed if you bless the children of Abraham. That's right. If you turn and do the right thing towards us, our God will give a blessing to you. But if you continue to curse us, you see what's going on in the earth right now, right? This is what happens when you destroy God's people. And when God says, guess what? That's enough. The fall of this earth is because of how you've been treating us. So brothers and sisters, don't let anyone shame you into understanding you're Israel. This is our way out. When it comes to a code on how we operate one with another, being self-sufficient, helping one another, all those codes are written of in the Bible, and that's why they've been working to demonize it or to stop it from being taught or read altogether. That's why, because they know the key to out of here is in it for us. He said Watley allowed the player to remove the pepperoni and some of the cheese from the pizza, but residue from the pork clearly remained. If the player refused to eat the pizza, Gilbert said the child was told that his teammates would be forced to perform additional drills, and there was a question on whether he would be able to stay on the team. So now the coach began to turn the locker room against him. If he don't eat the pizza, I'm putting hard work on you. That's right. You make brick without straw. Folks, I need y'all to see what's going on. Because I hear similar stories when I read stories. Just type in a Muslim was forced to eat pork in China. They was doing this in Abu Ghraib. When America invaded Iraq, they was forcing Muslims to eat pork as a form of torture. Now, here we are. The demonization of Israel. How did we get here? I'm going to show you a pivotal point, and then I'm going to bring you in, Elder Lawyer. And after that, we're going to go into some of the positives of being an Israelite. We're going to show you the gifts, the artistry, the work that the Most High have always bestowed on the chosen people. And this is why the music industry has become so great. This is why the artistic areas of our society has always grown when it comes to the arts or what have you. It's because of what the Most High have gifted us with naturally. But yet other races of people have always been able to benefit off of it. No more. This is why they discriminate. And look at your screen. Let's go. This was Whitney Houston's baptism in the River Jordan. Let's get it. And this is fair use too, for educational uses only. Fair use. Let me show you here. Whitney Houston's baptism in the River Jordan, fair use.
בחום של 44 מעלות חצה האוטובוס של וויטני יוסטון את כביש הבקעה לכיוון נהר הירדן. בנקודת הטבילה ממתינה כבר המקהלה.
היא הולכת לשיר איתכם גם?
אולי, אני לא יודעת, אני לא בטוחה.
מנהל אתר הירדנית כבר מוכן לקבל את התובלת המפורסמת.
הם ביקשו שנכין להם חליפות לטבילה ל-13 איש. אנחנו אגב גם כמובן מספקים את השירות הזה.
מה זה בעצם חליפת טבילה?
זה מגבת וחלוק לבן. ותעודה.
יש לכם פה שירותי פן, אם היא תרצה אחר כך
זה לא, אבל דברים אחרים כן.
ואז מגיעה הפמליה. כבר בכניסה וויטני פורצת בבכי תמרורים, אחיה החדשים מהקהילה מסתירים אותה. בחום הזה כל אחד, נוצרי, יהודי או זן בודהיסטי, היה שמח לטבול במים הקרירים של הירדן, אבל כנראה רק נוצריות אדוקות היו מוכנות להיראות בציבור עם הסדין הלבן הזה. לא פלא שהמאבטחים הופכים לאגרסיביים במיוחד נגד צלם מעריב יגאל לוי. לצלילי הגוספל וויטני ובובי יורדים למים. תסתכלו טוב, וויטני כבר עברה הכל וחשפה הכל, אבל אף פעם לא בכתה כך לעיני המצלמות.
This authenticizes, you know, my rebirth from coming from America, coming to the Holy Land. That's it.
And do you think all of you feel this way? Whitney and Bobby and...
Yeah, Whitney's my sister, so that's I'm the oldest brother, so she's automatically, you know, there's a redemptive, you know, process here.
Jericho, 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 the battle of Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down.
Look at that. Look at that. All praises be to the Most High. At the same time, we had Michael Jackson saying that Tommy Mottola and them, he said it, not me. He said that they're the devil. They were talking about Clive Davis and all of them, that they are using our people. They don't really care about us. Folks, you would have thought that CNN and all these others would have actually did what? They should have blown this story up in the hood, knowing how much our people care and love for Whitney Houston. But it's very few Christians out there who know that Whitney Houston, before she died, knew that she was a Hebrew Israelite. And that's when she made that song, I Look to You. That was written by, quote unquote, R. Kelly. Folks, don't think R. Kelly don't know. Folks. Hey, don't think LeBron James, don't think he don't know. Folks, I'm going to tell you, there's more people that know it than you would believe. And it's, guess what? And it has nothing to do with some religious conversion. The Most High God has promised through his word that he would one day begin to speak to his people. He promised he would do this. And instead of us giving glory to the Almighty, using this moment to reflect back on how our lives were before this and how positive, the positive impact this is having on our people and could have on it, we are allowing the enemy to dirty and to demonize the awakening by allowing them to say all this crap, all these negative stories without any pushback. And folks, it's not my voice anymore. It's time that we all begin to speak up and say, well, listen, if Israelite is not the way, as far as us being God's people, following the law, statutes, and commandments and getting back on code with one another, and we've tried everything else, what is the way then? The Christian church? Islam? Is that the way? See? So it's time for us to start, listen, and guess what? I'm not saying, listen, I don't got to say anything about any other religion and all that. I mean, it is what it is. They're pagans. But if we're living in a world in which they claim that we can freely exercise the freedom of religion, why can't they allow us to exercise our beliefs? Does it get in the way of their plans against us? Now, we had Whitney Houston. We had many others come out. We had Kendrick Lamar who came out and say, no longer call me black. I'm an Israelite. I'm Hebrew. On and on and on and on. Everybody blew up Nick Cannon and all that because Nick Cannon is a pop icon, and they understand his influence on children. But let me tell you, Nick Cannon he scratches the surface. He just scratches the surface, folks. Deshaun Jackson, Ice Cube. That means this thing is being discussed all amongst the hip hop culture. The hip hop culture that they were using to destroy our young men. To destroy and to actually put our sisters out as harlots. As bad, as what they would deem bad wenches. They've been using the culture to put a negative light on us. And now the same people have repented, knowing that they're Israel and looking to swing this thing back right. So that we are portrayed how God made us in his image and in his likeness. Now, before I do anything, I got James on the side real quick. Elder Lawyer, do you have anything you need to say real quick, Elder Lawyer? Let me bring in Elder Lawyer real quick. One moment. Let me bring in Elder Lawyer. One moment. All right, go ahead, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir. Shalom.
Shalom.
I'll be very brief. It's almost as if, looking at this article, and it's heart wrenching. It's saddening to see that a child would have to go through this type of ridicule for the sake of a football team. Okay, but it's almost as if looking at this article, as well as many other encounters that we've seen when it comes to Israelites in the media, it's like there's a caste system when it comes to the Hebrew faith. What do I mean by that? 9 times out of 10, the coach who did this is let's say a Christian. And we know, whether you are a Hebrew, you proclaim to be an Israelite, a Christian, we all know that there's a biblical principle which states, thou shalt not have a respect of persons. So, if we were to take this same coach, who probably has that knowledge, if he don't know anything, he knows that the Bible says, thou shalt not have a respect of persons. If we take the same coach and put him in another scenario with let's say, a European Jewish child who also proclaims the Hebrew faith, the question is, would we have the same exact outcome? Or would this be that punishment for a quote unquote European Jewish child? I'm pretty sure we all know the answer to that question. So if we know that he would in no wise do this to a European Jewish child, understanding the levity and the force that will come behind the backlash, why would this be allowed to happen to a so-called African American who proclaims the Hebrew faith, who follows the Hebrew principles? I think the second point is that situations like this always serve as a great teaching moment for our children, because obviously he's not the first Hebrew child to have to go through some level of peer pressure or some level of pressure from people from an authority figure going to school, regardless of what the grade level. We understand, I'm pretty sure there's many stories of brothers and sisters who can come on and state that their children also went through some level of castigation or some level of ridicule for their faith. So these situations serve as a teaching moment for our children to say that, listen, you're going to be tried. People are going to try to force certain ideas upon you. They're going to try to force you to do things that are against your faith. These are the steps that we take being Hebrews, regardless of who it is. If it's a peer, if it's someone in an authority figure, this is how we deal with these types of scenarios. So I believe it also serves as a great teaching tool for our children, for those who have children who are in school.
But I mean, Lawyer, I'm glad you brought that out, because I believe that this is just the beginning. You see how they just put out these stories about somebody, our people did some anti-Semitic crap in a market, and then they pull the story back, but they still have that negative connotation out there as if it was Israelites behind it. So they're cobbling together this narrative that there's some secret Israelite conspiracy for people that will be anti-government to go against government. That's what they're trying to cobble together using media. And that's why I told people they have to be very careful when it comes to this vocab Malone cat. And I'm going to be putting that out there because it's clear that he's working on the inside. Sonetta got this guy being interviewed and all that. He'd have no idea who he has on his platform. Okay, these guys are trying to put together and cobble together a negative story to justify physically engaging Israelites. And that's why I'm putting it in front of y'all right now. I'm going to tell you right now. See, in the same way you see with the Lawyer. So like that guy started using our images and all that because he's that vocab, whoever he is, that ain't his name anyway. When he first came out of nowhere, he came out as if he was an unassuming Christian who just wanted some insight to what Israelites are. That's how he first came, to show you this snake. But then to show you his subtlety. He never told us what he was about until we found out later. How he was used against some Muslim terrorist crap by CNN years ago. Okay, folks, I'm going to tell you right now. So he's trying to cobble together. You know what we did? We was like, well, listen, if he tried to use anything negative on us, we gonna have our legal right to send paperwork to say, listen, dude, you got the wrong one. And we putting it on record. We're putting it on record. Okay. Here it is. We peacefully trying to help our people. We're trying to help our people, and y'all not trying to help them. You're giving them contracts which are pushing drug use, Percocets, all that stuff, but yet you're not out there messing with none of them. But yet you're all up in Israelite space. The same time you're signing our children to contracts who have separated families who could have benefited and can benefit from this understanding. No, you're not over there. You're not over there trying to help our people who are dying. A brother just killed himself over a little girl, a rapper out there, because he didn't have this understanding. But yet you wouldn't see them over there talking about how destructive the rap life is and how the drug life is and how the separated families, the impact that has on all of us. You'll never hear them talking about that, but they'll always be up in Israelite business. So the same way this guy's doing that, that's what we're doing. We're going to, since y'all cobbling together a narrative, we're going to make sure we put a paper trail together to track everything they're doing so that our people would be aware that the enemy, folks, that's right, the wolf is in the hen's coop. And they're going to try to demonize. We have to warn our children, because when they go to school, and guess what, lawyer, they wanted to do this against children a long time ago. How long our children been in school and they say we don't celebrate pagan Halloween. Mm-hmm. We don't celebrate Christmas, when all these things are celebrated and pushed on us like the alternative transsexual lifestyles are being pushed on us now. On our children now.
That's right.
Through social engineering. How many times our children be like, well, listen, I'll rather be, I'll go to the office. I'll go to the gym for a while y'all do y'all satanic rituals or whatever. We're not pledging allegiance to nothing outside of God. Okay. So they wanted to turn their backs. They wanted to come against our children a long time ago. Because our children are starting to push back. And especially our children are like, and we're seeing the ill effects of some of the stuff they've been shooting in our children. We're like, well, nah, none of that either. When it comes to the law, the only thing goes into our body is what's allowed by our God according to the Bible. That's it. So they know this belief in of itself is in the way of their social engineering on how them seeking to turn our children and prepping our children for the mark of the beast system. How can you put something in a child that they don't, that could harm them if it's against their religious right? If it's against the law. Now, if it's against the law, then you can't do it. And then guess what they have now? They got cartoons. Now, they got cartoons, lawyer. They got cartoons showing masturbation and all that for children now. I'm talking about preschoolers almost.
Yeah.
Blue's Clues. I remember Blue's Clues was something you would put the little baby in front of to see. On Blue's Clues, you talking about almost a preschooler, kindergarten, or looking at a sister come up in a cartoon, having a sister say this. Oh yeah, see that middle part? It's not a pee-pee. You can call it this. It's not a pee-pee.
Wow.
And then a little white kid look at the sister cartoon and says, well, it's what happens sometimes when it sticks up sometimes. And then the black, they already got a black cartoon sister saying, well, no, that's an erection, little boy. And it's wow. Crazy. A cartoon, folks. Look it up. Blue's Clues got that on a cartoon and got our sister's face image pushing it. And a little Chinese girl asks, well, what's that? Well, what about my pee-pee? And see, but they knew Israelites was going to get in front of this. It's like, you know what? This belief is a thorn in our side because why? It's God fighting. It's his soldiers fighting on the ground. It's his shoulders fighting on the ground. And folks, I'm going to tell you right now, you got to start standing because this discrimination that's going on, folks, it's going all the way where they're looking to take our children. They're looking to do all types of stuff. It's talking about, folks, Sodom and Gomorrah at the doorsteps of our children. And it starts with them demonizing the one people who could oppose them. It's getting crazy out there, folks. It's getting crazy. Anything else, Elder Lawyer?
Yeah, I was going to say, like you mentioned, being forced to eat pork, that's just scratching the surface. You can imagine what happens when now they have a drag queen story time at the library or at the children's school, and you have a child that says, listen, I don't want to be a part of this, all right? This don't seem right. What's the punishment going to be for that? What's the punishment going to be when they're trying to do these little role-playing things where they're putting dresses on boys, which we've seen in the past, and your son says, boys don't put on dresses. How are they going to punish? What's going to be a punishment for your son? So this is just, like you said, this is just scratching the surface.
Hey, folks, we're here. But it's time to rally together under God's law and as a people and push positivity and show them, push back, because why? They will never portray the positives of knowing you are Israel. The only fight against darkness in this earth right now is this light. So tonight, I'm going to have you all call in and tell me, what is the positives? How is this thing has impact you? Right? And on top of that, folks, on top of that, we're going to talk about what? I need you to bring ideas of when I'm met with this type of adversity. This is how here with these challenges, let's call it challenges. These are ways we're going to navigate around these things. At the same time, upholding our stance as God's people who are what? People of law. So we need to talk about that. When we are met with adversity, because we will be, how will we navigate and still stand as God's people in spite of the discrimination? They have set the table. They had Tyler Perry come out with this movie of this cult, people in purple, that were abusing black women and had multiple wives and all that. And I'm like, come on, man. You can't see that this is demonizing a popular Israelite group in the United States. They went there. They went there. Then they went over to the UK and tried to claim that, okay, being an Israelite is when a woman is gone missing. That's what an Israelite woman can expect. Well, sisters, we're going to hear your voice today. Because unless you say something, the media is speaking for you, claiming that women are treated like second-class citizens in a basement somewhere, according to Tyler Perry. Right? And also, when it comes to the arts and the gifts and talents, what aren't they showing? Well, check this out. We got Brother James from the Texas congregation. Brother James, you can unmute your mic.
Shalom, Elder.
Brother James. Oh, you know what? I got to give you a round of applause, man. I'm going to bring you a round of applause up in here. Brother James.
Yes, sir.
Before I go into anything concerning your position and what you've done for me in this church, is there anything you want to say on topic, or are you good?
I definitely want to say, all praises, honor, and glory to AHAYAH Shemishai, and thank you all as the leaders, and my local leader, Bishop Bazan, Elder Ramar, and the officers, everybody who watches for our souls. So I want to definitely make sure I say that.
Okay, brother. I mean, I miss you. I ain't seen you in a while. All praises be to the Most High. I'm glad you're here with me. And the reason why I brought you on, brother, is because number one, this brother has many gifts, okay? When you look at some of the music production, such as TikTok and AHAYAH Powers with me. Well, it was this brother who actually produced and edited those videos. James, and see, here's talent. We're talking about talent that's amongst the children of Israel that Amalek and the media don't want to tell you about. Oh, yeah. By the way, James, people were writing in the comments that, there you go. There you go. I'm going to bring you in 1 second, Mike Al. I'm going to bring you in 1 second. Oh, let me merge him in. One moment. Okay, Mike Al, are you with me?
Can you hear me?
Okay, there you go. Come on. You have to turn me. You got to turn me down in the background, young man.
Okay.
Oh, we got brother Mike Al on the music.
Shalom, shalom.
All right, Mike Al, I'm going to bring you in 1 second, right?
Okay.
So just put yours on mute. I'll bring you in 1 moment. Make sure you got your camera on. Okay. Now, yeah, make sure you have your camera on. Okay. Oh, okay, James, real quick.
Yes, sir.
So tell the brothers and sisters about yourself, your production company, what you do, how long you've been with the church, and just in a nutshell, if you can quantify it, your journey that led you to the point where you and I was working.
Well, I've been with the church. I started listening to the videos around 2013, and just kind of was listening by myself, and finally got in touch with the church. Got connected with Bishop Bazan in the Dallas body, and got baptized Tabernacles the first weekend Tabernacles 2017. So that's my date of birth. And went to school for graphic design, multimedia animation. Used to perform, doing singing and video, and I kind of got hooked up, kind of working in the body just by helping out Passover 1 year. Just kind of help out. So my background is, I've done projects that have been in theaters, movie theaters, projects that have been on Netflix, Amazon, and currently, I kind of lead the video ministry here locally. Help with a lot of things just kind of in the background. So I'm just really thankful that a lot of the gifts that and things that I've been able to do, before becoming a member of the church and becoming a part of Yeshua's body, I'm just really happy to be able to do those things now, being in the body. So I look forward to. I'm super duper excited about the things coming in the future. We're currently working on a feature film project regarding Purim. We're going to do a version of Purim. It's already in production, and we'll be able to. We plan to get that finished by this coming Purim, so that everybody can see. And I look forward to the future projects coming up with you, Elder, and other members of the body.
Well, I tell you what. All right. Matter of fact, let me show you this. I want to show the brothers and sisters the project you have coming, if you don't mind.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay, 1 moment. Put it on mute real quick, and I'm going to show them the project you got coming, okay? Next year. All right, here we go. Here we go, brothers and sisters. Now, you heard about Tyler Perry and all these others, filmmakers who started from grassroots. Well, this brother, James Hayes, okay, a dedicated member of our church, has a production coming. He's in the church. And folks, every actor and actress within this production are members of the Gathering of Christ Church. Here's a sneak preview of what's to come. The Dallas Body. Oh, I got to give you a round of applause on that. Yeah, they'll never tell you about this. Look at this.
Did she really?
Yes, I heard she did.
Oh my. Everything is wonderful, my queen.
Yes, I was just telling my husband how wonderful your feasts always are.
The food, the wine, simply amazing. You must share the secret of how you put together a feast with this many attendees and have everything so perfect.
There's no secret, really. I just make sure they all know they don't want to incur my wrath.
Perhaps I would try that next time. Those lazy Jews that I have as servants, they always manage to mess something up.
My queen, I've been admiring all the beautiful gifts the ladies have brought from across the land. Has any one of them stolen your heart yet?
Yes, there's so many wonderful things. You all have flattered me with your gifts. But the one I find most intriguing is the beautiful song that Princess Kalaya of Haran wrote for me. Please, sing it again.
Anything for you, Queen Vashti. Queen Vashti, Queen Vashti, the most beautiful one in the land. Queen Vashti, Queen Vashti, she knows just how to handle her man. Queen Vashti, Queen Vashti.
My queen.
What?
My queen Vashti. King Xerxes wishes to see you.
Why? So he can parade me around in front of his drunken friends? I think not. Tell him I said no.
But my queen, you know the king will be very wroth if you refuse him. Please do what is right and come with me as he requested.
Please, continue. Are you still here? Did you not hear what I said? The answer is no. Now leave.
Oh, Queen Vashti, you were so right to tell him no. They are all over there drinking, telling each other stories about their glory days, and now they want you to entertain them.
Exactly. You know, my husband had his friends over, and he asked me to sing and dance as if I'm some common concubine from his harem. I wish I thought to tell him no like you, Vashti.
You are so brave, my queen. Aren't you afraid of the king being mad at you at refusing his request?
Mad at me? All I have to do the next time he summons me is perfume my skin with scented oils, put on a beautiful garment, look at the king and smile, and put on my legendary Persian charm. He'll forget he was ever even angry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, James. Brother, what great work, my brother. Great work. Great work, my brother. I really appreciate you coming on. And just to show the positive aspects of what most may be overlooking when it comes to this awakening. They don't realize that now. They've always realized the talent that our people possessed, but would only give us any level of notoriety if they could use us for our gifts, right? But here it is. You're doing this work now. Movies, production, videos, all for the Most High, brother. And I want to let you know that the body, we all highly appreciate you. And before we let you go, and we give you the last word, but I want brothers and sisters out there to see some of your work. Right? You with me, James?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Outside of that, people probably don't know that this is the brother who did this video here. Look at it. I need y'all to check it out. This is Brother James' work.
Hey, put a fat beat on that brother's head. Now you ready? Yeah.
Hey, you can get me. You can get me. I'm in that. I'm in that. Hey, you can get me.
Talking about scratch that. I got a Metreon with an arsenal in my backpack. So you can catch a KJV flexing standing next to me. Cause once I put the word to your head, you can really rest in peace. I'm in all white from head to toe, fringes everywhere that I go. I got my borders on, they looking but they don't even know. I got this style from the Most High. She like, boy, you so fly. I'm like the water baby, with all praises to the Most High. AHAYAH. He gave me this here attire. He sent me his son, Yeshaya, the one that saved me from out of the fire. That's why I'm repping this dress code. Hebrew, fresh though. From right now to the kingdom come, you can bet though. Hey, you can catch me. You can catch me. I'm in that. I'm in that. Hey, you can catch me.
Cause I rock a Bitchute, fly young joint that I caught from Sister Riri. I used to lope with the Crips, now I'm brewing with them Hebrews. Listen, yeah, they're my people. I got kingdom flow. I got kingdom swag.
Oh, my fault. My fault there. My fault, James. I got the wrong video. Don't worry about it, but that's still showing. But I got the wrong video. Don't worry about it, James. But I'll tell you this. But this is still showing the talent that the children of Israel possess, that the enemy are upset that they cannot control. This is Quadam who rapped this. I wanted to give that out, but I just wanted to put that out there. I'm sorry, James. I'm going to show you what James produced in 1 second. But all in all, when the enemy want to show us doing something wrong through the rap music, it's okay. But look at these brothers all white showing how to rap a Mitri, and which is the Mitri. The Mitri is representing what? The Mitri is the Mitri is representing the crown of the Most High, the princess, and the fringes are representing the law, statutes, and commandments of God. They don't want you to see that. So let me show you the videos that the brother produced. Let me get them for you. I'm sorry, James. Let me get the ones you did, okay? He came. Oh, James. Are you there?
Yes, sir. I was on mute.
Yeah, because you had some people who was writing negative comment saying that, oh, well, this is where all the tithe money go, right? but believe it or not, when they said that, it was a compliment to your work, really.
Yes, sir. It was.
It was a compliment because they thought that I paid Hype Williams or something to do the when really it's the congregation actually donating their time and gifts so that we can promote the name of the Most High. So I'm glad you're here to let them know. And even though, it didn't cost anything but what it cost to actually produce it and put it out. Right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. And if I could,
go ahead.
Just giving a shout out, like, all the actors that you see, everyone there is a member of the church, and the camera crew, the video ministry, these are all people that don't ask for things. These are people that are really dedicated to doing the work of the body. This is Yeshua's church, as you and Bishop Azan, I would say. So I just want to, I would say that.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, and I want to show more and more. That's why I have Micah Allah sitting there, the music man, who just sent me a really, really good track. Mike, I'm going to hear what you got to say in a moment because I know you got a lot to say. You produce the majority, 99.9% of the music you hear. It's Maestro right there on your right who produces it. But Mike produced this video, and Mike produced the music, and brother James produced, that's right, the song. Let me put it up there. This is James. Hey, James, you can put your thing on mute. That's right. Hey, how you doing, man? It's good to meet you.
So you can sing.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Can you dance?
Life away.
Who's your God?
You think you can lie to me? I see it's written all over your face. You created out in space. Oh yeah. You can do what you wanna do. Tap folks, we know you're listening. You can think how you wanna think now, but you can't stop us. The truth is rising. With the news we refuse.
About to turn this up a notch. See what I spit into you and shot like electrical current. So current, leaving you paralyzed. And this truth is so amplified while your ego's reducing size. We a menace to your society, taking your kingdom violently. Pick a paddle to the battle. We can be in a valley of an alley with the matter. It's a matter of time. They gonna but we done. You can do it beside. I run the race until I finish. How your power giving me the ability. Chosen people with no love of a mystery. We won't stop.
You think I can't see? Hey, what you doing to me? Yo, you cannot defeat me. My hand on your heel, I'm pulling through. A step ahead of you. You think that I can't see? You know your power's with me.
Your power's with me.
Earlier you asked the name of my God. My God is the God of the Hebrews, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I'm a son of Jacob. He gave his name to Moses. AHAYAH is the name of my God. This kingdom, it's finished. And we don't want your death. Shalom.
Surely our fathers haven't heard some lies.
Go ahead, boy. Go ahead, boy. Go ahead, James. I see you, buddy. I see you. Yeah, I just wanted to, first of all, give all praises be to the Most High and let brothers and sisters know, listen, this has never been about one man. Just because you see me in front and I'm the teacher and I'm doing what I'm doing, this is the Most High's work. And what I wanted to do is to show the positivities. At the same time, people are talking about Israelites are haters, they this, that, and the other. No. God's people, folks, are the salt of the earth. Esau could not have built this kingdom without the children of Israel in captivity. And it's about time we begin to use our gifts for ourselves. And this is why they're looking to discriminate, demonize, and come against the truth, because we're starting to realize that all the gifts that we have been producing, all the products and everything we've been producing in this earth, it was only so that the money could actually go to those people and leave legacies for their children. We do all the work and they take all the credit. And see, and that's the importance of understanding we're Israelites. It has nothing to do with other people. It's time for us to use our gifts for ourselves. So that if we do our music, guess what? It may not get the promotion that Amalek is giving people out there. But you know what? We know every last dime that's coming in through what we do is going back to our people. I don't have to sign a contract. I don't have to sign a contract with the enemy. Okay? Because by the time they take their royalties and all the money and advancements, you're getting little to nothing anyway, and you're stuck to them and bound with them through contract. So I'm looking at this brother's gifts. I'm looking at Mike's gifts and them sisters' gifts who are acting. And there's there's much more to come, brothers and sisters. And this is what's being overshadowed. They don't want to show you. Do those sisters like they was in the basement of Tyler Perry's movie? Do those sisters look like they're being discriminated against? So we're going to open the calls in a second. But Mike Allah, come on in, Mike.
Shalom. Am I coming in clear?
You are loud and clear, man. You got the children running around behind you. What's that behind you?
No, they actually in the room.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Talk to me. Talk to me. The floor is yours, man. I wanted to let you know I appreciate all you do, man. And we came a long way, right?
Oh yeah. yeah. It's funny. Most people don't even know. Like when the music first got over there to Egypt, when the brother AHAYAH brought it over there, like nobody knew how to mix and master or none of that. You know what I'm saying? We was trying to figure all of that stuff out, and we wound up getting good at it. So I laugh. I'll be laughing at it, but man, all praises to the Most High. Man, I'm just man, it's been a journey up to this point. Is I mean, especially with myself and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like Elder Ricard, you know my story as far as trying to slam into the music industry and trying to be a part of that. That whole thing, just in the wrong spirit. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a blessing to see it all come around. Cause like I gave up the music. You know what I'm saying? Like I sold I sold all my equipment. I sold all of my stuff and ran overseas. I was done with it. And then man, the Most High brought it right back. I didn't even I had no clue. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was over. I didn't want no parts of it. I thought it was over, and he brought it right back. So it's really something we couldn't run from when it came to our gifts and a lot of other brothers and sisters' gifts. It's just something that you can't run from, and it definitely has to be used at this time, because the market is oversaturated with all kind of the music now is
it's bad.
It's
it's bad.
I'm like, it's horrible. It's really horrible. And it's just like back with the old school music, you know what I'm saying? They had the love songs, but it wasn't just it wasn't just out in your face, you know what I'm saying? Of course you understood what the songs were about, but like these songs here, they just straight to it's terrible. It's terrible. It's detailed. It's all over the place. So man, to see a lot of brothers and sisters using a gift, to bring forth edification to the people through the music, it's a huge blessing within itself and stuff. And like I say, we seen it. I mean, because I've been a part of the church for almost 12 years now.
Hey,
so yeah, praise the Most High. Yes, sir. Praise the Most High. So we saw the music progress even throughout the Hebrew community and things like that. A lot of people were sometimes people just record songs and they just put the stuff out there, but people started recognizing that you got to do it on the same level as the enemy, you know what I'm saying, or people are not gonna take ear to it, you know what I'm saying, as far as the quality, as far as the songs, the writing, you know what I'm saying, the videos, you know what I'm saying. So people started to kind of, come up to speed with it. It's a lot of Hebrews that's got a lot of good quality videos out. A lot of them getting their stuff mixed and mastered, which praise the Most High, because we couldn't listen to certain stuff if it didn't have no mix on it.
Well, let me put this out there real quick, because first of all, you too, James. If there's some work out there, that brothers and sisters would like to contact you all to get some work done, of course,
yes,
you're
sir.
here. So how would they reach you all if they wanted to get some work done?
You want to go first, James?
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, that's fine. So currently we got a lot of stuff going on. Not only just to get video work done, we're going to release a website called Remnant Loops. And it'll be live on this coming after New Moon passes. That'll go live next week. So if people want to just get some music for their production, or even if we don't do the video, they can actually go and purchase the packs with music and samples and different things of that nature. And then they can also contact us at remnantmedia.com. The web address is oneremnantmedia.com. That'll go live here later, maybe in the next couple of months. So I've kind of been in transition from a lot of the the things that I've done in the world, the websites and stuff that I've been connected with, to just really just trying to kind of push it all, just with the truth and just working for the Most High. I really kind of gave up a lot of things that I was doing because I was really, really busy, and so a lot of things. Saturday is a huge day for my type of work. And so I kind of just gave up on that, but it's been coming back. I mean, the Most High has been blessing and taking care of me, and so it's been a lot of opportunities to just do things in the church, and so I'm really excited about it. But so one remnant media.com.
Is that the number one or spelled out?
It's going to be spelled out ONE remnantmedia.com.
Okay.
That'll go live next month.
Okay.
And then Remnant Loops will go live sundown after the new moon.
Okay.
It'll go live then. So if there are producers that would like to be a part of it, feel free and contact us.
Okay, so what I'll do, James, is when it's time, what I'll do is when you launch it, I'll bring you back so that brothers and sisters who are looking for some type of productions and you got high quality there, they can contact you, and of course you're not going to fleece them like Amalek. So
absolutely not.
You'll actually give them a true Jew deal, an Israelite deal.
Sir.
All right. Mike, when it comes to your music and all that, because you got a lot of production, how can they reach you if they want tracks or whatever the case is?
One of the best ways to reach me, if you are on I want to say social media or whatnot. I am on Facebook. I know a lot of people are friends with me, but I gotta look at my Facebook name. But my website is iamstudio.org, and that's where you can
iamstudio.org.
And so you can actually you can reach out to me on there. If you're looking for custom tracks, or if you're looking for mixing and mastering and things like that. So I do all of that. So if you're looking to get a really good professional mix on your stuff, definitely hit me up. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know what I sound like, cop the album. Record album.
Hey, I got Music with a Purpose coming too. I got the studio. I brought the studio home with me so I can get the last tweaks done to it. It's almost done. And I'm going to tell you, man, it's been so blessed just to work with both of you brothers, man. And I really appreciate all you do, man. Now, on top of that, great teachers, great skilled men in the word of the Most High, too. See, that's first and foremost, right? y'all can teach that word. So I'm gonna put on TikTok in a minute so that they can see, because Mike did the music, and a matter of fact, this brother here, James Hayes, produced it. But before I do that, let me do one other thing. Put it on mute. I'll bring y'all back in a moment, okay? Before I do that, this other thing I wanted to say. One day, God just called me up and say, there's a brother that used to be in a Christian church in Jamaica who's in the church. And he says this brother is top notch when it comes to professional vocals. And when I heard this brother sing, I'm like, you know what? All praises. I spoke with him. He sent me a song. And when I seen him use the Most High's name in this song, I'm like, you know what? We're home. We're home. They can deem us and try to demonize us all you want. But let somebody try to find something negative in what you are about to hear. The Most High's name has been erased out of the earth. Yahweh and Yahweh is the name, is Zeus, the god of the tetragrammaton Jovi. He's the god of this world. And they've been doing everything to banish God's name off this earth in fear of the God who's coming here to judge them. And I'm speaking of the fallen ones. So when I heard this brother sing this song, I'm like, you know what? Guess what? That teaching we did on the name of the Most High, you know what? It was well worth it. That's why the Most High gave us the revelation to teach that lesson. When I hear things like this, with the Most High's name being exalted throughout the four corners of the earth. This is bigger than one man, folks.
All praises be to AHAYAH, Bahashem Yeshaya, Kwadash Warawak. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Father, you're worthy to be praised. Oh, yeah. All praises be to the Most High. Oh, I worship you. I worship you. And I sing my praise to you. I sing my praise. Even in the midst of my storm, when I don't see a way out, I lift my voice to you. I worship you. I worship you. And I sing my praise to you. I sing my praise. Even in the midst of my storm, when I don't see a way out,
Right.
I lift my voice to you. Oh God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you made them a promise, Lord, to them a nation you'll raise up, a people called by your name, to keep your commandments.
Right.
And when they were in Egypt, you sent forth Moses to set them free. So I worship you. I worship you. And I sing my praise to you. I sing my praise. Even in the midst of my storm, when I don't see a way out, I lift my voice to you, Lord. I worship you. I worship you. And I sing my praise to you. I sing my praise. Even in the midst of my storm, when I don't see a way out,
Go ahead, brother.
I lift my voice to you. You said in your commandments we should not serve no God besides you. For you are a jealous God, so we should only bow before you. I know we have disobeyed. I know we have gone astray. But here I am on my knees. I'm begging you, have mercy on me, Lord. I worship you. I worship you. And I sing my praise to you. Even in the midst of my storm, when I don't see a way out, I lift my voice to you. I worship you.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah. And I sing my praise to you. I sing my praise. Even in the midst of my storm, when I don't see a way out, I lift my voice to you, Lord, to you. Yeah, I'll keep your commandments. I'll follow in your will, Lord. Your will and your way I'll submit to you. Yeah.
When I hear that, I think about us sitting in that room with the name of the Most High and with those books out, Strong Concordance on one side, Hebrew on the other, Bible right there, Man, let me tell you, the Most High sent that lesson from the heavens. From the heavens. You know what? And when I hear it all over the earth, this brother, and I'm thinking about it, when you look at, brothers and sisters don't even know that the book of Psalms were all songs.
God. Yes, sir.
Look at the wisdom that David was singing with. And then I hear this brother singing. I hear the songs, and I hear some of the music. Hey, Mike Allah, how many times I woke you up 2, 3 in the morning? And it's like, yo, Mike, I got a song. I got a song.
God, numerous times. A lot of songs that's on the album happen at random moments. A lot of the songs.
They come from the heavens, and when they come, and guess what? When the Most High send them, you have to do them.
God.
You have to get up on it. Sometimes I would wake up, Mike's like, Mike, I got a song. He's like, Elder man, we great in the morning. I'm like, I need the song, man. Come on, get on that keyboard. So this is how a lot of brothers and sisters don't know when they read the Psalms. Those were actually songs written in precept by King David. These were songs that he played. These were songs, folks. That's why it says Selah. It'd be a pause, like in the midst of when you're doing the music, there's a pause there, a pause symbol there. It was a whole music score. So, man. I mean, the Most High will use his music, use any talents we have in the earth to proclaim his name. It was promised that he would proclaim his name. And when I hear Brother Re'ash and I hear this music, let me tell you, what we're doing, brothers and sisters, you don't even realize. We are the prophecy. What the prophets and them were talking about is what we're living. You're the prophecy. We're the prophecy. And this is why they're working around the clock with their media to demonize this awakening. And brothers and sisters, don't allow them. We're this close. Stay encouraged. Don't let them discourage you in this work. Don't let them turn you back, because there's nothing to go back to. They're going to try to demonize you. They're going to try to attack you. They're going to try to discourage you. It's time to buckle up and defend our ground as the children of Israel. And when they when they put out something negative, we push back at them. We respond with no. We don't respond with vengeance. We respond with correction. We're no longer going to let the enemy do what? Shape our narrative. When someone say, well, Israelites, ain't y'all those guys on the corner screaming white people? Nah, that's not us. All Israelites aren't that way. That's just like saying all white people are KKK. We have to stand up. We can't no longer be silenced and let the negative they're trying to portray as us become the norm. We got to let our people know, no, they're on the corner. What they're saying is true historically, but that doctrine they're teaching isn't Christ. And then people are like, well, what are you talking about then? No longer will we be silenced. Okay. Anything else you have to say, Mike, before we open up the calls?
That's pretty much. Oh, you can also follow me if you on Instagram. It's Maestro144_no sleep. Man, all praises to the Most High. Appreciate the elders. Appreciate y'all for letting me come on. Just keep encouraging the brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying, that are in the arts and whatnot. Man, just keep doing it. Keep progressing at it. I remember it was a while ago, you know what I'm saying, even when I came overseas with you, Elder Ricard, and I was good, you know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying, it was something you would always tell me, you gotta still, hone your gift at times, even if you don't, because you'll never be, the best, you know what I'm saying, so you just gotta keep on honing your gift and getting better and better at it, you know what I'm saying. People shouldn't just and you used to get on me a lot about this, just prematurely just putting stuff out just to be heard. You don't have to do it like that. You know what I'm saying? You really don't have to do it. Like, we have, the Most High has given us more than enough time to be able to get our gifts intact and hone our talents, so that when we do put it forth, it's gonna be a force to be reckoned with, man. Because this is a war, even with the music. Like when I look, when I'm making these tracks, I'm thinking about, I'm in a battle or I'm in a war. You know what I'm saying? To outdo what Satan is out there doing. So that's, you know, that's my mentality. That's why I try to go as hard as I can with it. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like this when they hear this next album.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this, and it always go here, right?
God.
Even Paul said the greatest gift is to edify.
Mm.
And one thing about the Psalms, it always did what? It always magnified the power and the grace of the Almighty, which is the humbling aspect of it, where we'll never lose focus of why the Most High gave us these gifts, and it was to glorify Him, to edify and warn God's people. Because when we tend to lose focus of that, what'll set in? What I taught Sabbath: vanity, vanity. That's true. And like I was telling, like when I first met you, Mike Allen, you would just play. And what would I tell you? I would say, listen, Mike, you're pretty good, but you're young. You have to learn how to use the music to set things up so that the suspense comes at the end of the song, right?
Right.
You can't give them everything in the beginning of the song because there's nothing more to give.
Right.
Well, listen, that's life. It's patient. It's pacing ourselves. You can't rush and try to give them everything in the first verse, and now you got nothing to give throughout the song. Well, that's life.
Right.
We must pace ourselves, and ye that endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
God.
Okay, and let the Most High work out what He has to do with our talents in His time, right?
Yes, sir.
So I wanted to put that out there. Thank you, brothers, and I'm gonna tell you, man, it's a pleasure just to be fellow laborers with you all, man. Bless you.
Oh man, praise the Most High.
All right, shalom, and I'll talk to you all later. There go Brother James and Brother Mike Allen. Y'all can hang up. I'll bring Lawyer in.
Shalom.
All right, Lawyer, you back with me, right? You can turn your mic on, the other Lawyer. I can't hear you, Lawyer. I don't know. It's something. It's on your side. Absolutely. So just fix that, and I'll get back with you. Okay.
I should be good.
Okay, you're good now. All right. All right, Lawyer. What a journey, right?
Absolutely. It's definitely been a journey, and as you all can see, along this journey, fellow laborers come along and they bring forth their brick, bring forth their gift, which allows to this work to progress and move forward. And it's all praises to the Most High. But yes, it's definitely been a journey.
And Lawyer, were you there when we recorded To Zion?
Yes, sir. I was there, but I wasn't there, so to speak. I was asleep, but
you were asleep. You know, we took all the mattresses out of the house and put it in the bathroom, right? To make a vocal booth.
Yeah. Listen, I remember times where I would be trying to sleep at least, and they'd be recording right in the place where I'm trying to sleep. So I have all of those memories. But brothers and sisters wouldn't know. They would think this stuff was done in an hourly rate studio. Yeah. One of the great studios somewhere. But this was done, out of just organic coming together talent, the production, the singing, the writing, all of that came together organically. And again, all praises be to the Most High.
It's the praise His name, right? Well, thank you, Other Lawyer. We're gonna open up the lines now. Israelite discrimination. How now we see one of the first shots over the barrel, right? When now they're forcing brothers and sisters. They're actually purposely infringing on our religious liberties now, and aiming towards breaking our children. hey folks, if you think this awakening is something with our generation, what happens, and this is what the enemy fears, what happens with our children who were born Israelites? What does that mean for their kingdom? Children who are raised from the womb, understanding that they're Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We don't have to teach them about the slave ships and all that. Their history begins with them being born as Israelites in Babylon, knowing they're Israelites. So if you think we are causing some damage, what the enemy fears are those children who haven't been subjected to the sin we have been subjected to before we actually came into the knowledge of the truth. Pure, children with the power of the Almighty sent here to free God's people. So we have to work to make sure we get in front of them, folks, because they're after our children. What you see with the intersectional thing, what you see, all of this was aimed towards the next generation of Israelites who would defy the devil, who would defy this system. Everything was set to war against the next babies, our babies. Jacob.
That's right.
Okay. Jacob. And it's upon us to get in front of it. If you see any anti-Israelitism out there, it's up to us to straighten it out right there. Not in an argumentative fashion. Be like, listen, what you just said is anti-Israelitism. What you mean anti-Israelitism? You're giving a negative connotation to Christ and the people of the Bible, who we are. And no longer will we stand for anti-Israelitism. Okay? They got anti-Semitism. We have anti-Israelitism. And if you know what it is for them, it's the same for us. Okay, you cannot force us to do anything against our religious rights. You cannot speak ill of us when we are those that are teaching, trying to correct the negative in our communities. What's wrong with thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not have no other God before thee, honor your mother and father, thou shalt not covet what is thy neighbor, thou shalt not steal from thy neighbor? What's wrong with that? And if you are against us, you are against what? Order. What's wrong with that? So it's time that we stand for anti-Israelitism. Straight out. If they want to make up a word out of the clear blue and make it a political way of defending them, we have to do the same. And the word we putting out there is no more anti-Israelitism. I don't believe that you should go against any people based on their ethnicity or religion. They have the right for that term. And we have the right for our term. We have to, if the media comes out with it, we have to understand what our legal right, what our legal rights are when it comes to defamation.
That's right.
When it comes to defamation. Because every Israelite out there aren't out there cursing out white people and doing. The majority of Israelites are loving, righteous people who love their neighbors and respect all races of people. But yet the media isn't portraying that because it doesn't fall into their black-white racial stoking. So it's time that we begin to speak out. No more anti-Israelitism. We're going to coin that phrase and we're going to put it out there, and y'all need to start using that. When they say that there's ham on that sandwich, well, guess what? That's anti-Israelitism. Okay? Ham, hocks, chitlins? No. Anti-Israelitism. Okay, we're going to get it right. Okay. Is Elder Gabar around? Did he say he wanted to come in or no? I haven't heard from him. Okay, Elder Gabar, if you're out there, if you want to come in, it's up to you. Let's open up the calls. Let's open up the calls. Okay. (712-451-0439) And the access code is 168934. Call in because we need to hear your take on what's going on out there. Have you been discriminated against? Okay. Or have your children been discriminated against? Okay. And what are we going to do to make sure that instead of the negative connotation that we put out there, what are we doing to make sure that the Israelites are represented in a good light? I need you all to give me that response. No more. We are against anti-Israelitism. Okay? No more. We ain't going to deal with it no more. Every time I look, when the truth is out there, when we're breaking down the scriptures, they want to strike, do all these things. But they let all the crazy videos that represents us negatively stay up on YouTube. Why? Why is that? Why is that if I talk about what's going on geopolitically right now in the earth, politically what's going on, prophetically what's going on, that immediately they want to strike me when we're articulating prophecy. But yet they'll have a video up that's showing our people saying all types of crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. They got a video up with Israelites at the Passover at a strip joint. And they got that up. They still got that up. Because that's what they want to portray. They got videos up with brothers talking about, well, the scriptures say rape. And they all know that when you break down the word, that the Bible would never allow a man to rape another woman. But why do they have that up? When even if you say that word too many times, your videos can be moved out of the way or whatever the case is. That word in itself gains attention, but they got a video up where you can put RAPA in the title, Israelite, and they face it come up saying, yeah, we rape. But yet, why does the mass media allow that up? That's the portrayal. That's the image they want out there. So it's time that we fight on the ground. It's time that we fight in areas when the camera's off. The first fight is to instill the law, statutes, and commandments and the truth in our children so that they are what? They are the positive influences that changes the circles around them. Like that young man that we put out there in the story where the coach tried to make him eat pork. Okay? So the first thing we have to do, all right, instilling what? Positivity in our young men and women. Okay? And making it where the peer pressure doesn't change our children into what's out there. You have to let your children know. Well, listen, this is what's going on. The children of the devil are out there. Here's the temptations that comes with your generation. You're going to have to take a stand every time. Okay? You're going to be tempted in every area. You have to take a stand every time. Let your sons and daughters know. Holidays, when it comes to keeping themselves chaste, understanding the importance of relationships, getting into relationships to marry, all of that is what we must instill. All right? So let's jump right in. I don't want to digress any further. Give us your positive, folks, experiences. Okay, let me tell you, and I know that it ain't all cookies and cream. Everything ain't, there's goods and bads everywhere. But I need brothers and sisters who have endured to give us some positives of them becoming Israelites. How does this impact your life? And we have to put that out there. We have to put that out there so brothers and sisters will know that having the truth doesn't mean you're in a cult. We were born in a cult. It's called Babylon. All right. So, lawyer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I do every week. I'm going to call the conference line, then bring you right in. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
My brother, hold tight, y'all. Okay, let's get the conference in. Okay, what time is it? Good. It's enough time I'm about to call in, Ramar, okay? It's enough time to take calls. Great. All right. All right. Okay, Ramar. Okay, we're live in the conference right now. And I want to say that this coming Sunday, we're going into Islam, breaking down the truth behind that rock called the Kaaba stone. We're going to break down the true religion and the true days they worship to show you that it's ancient Persian mythology, mysticism, and witchcraft. And we're going into the portals and all that, the demons that come out when on these certain holy days that are actually followed under the religion Islam. We're going to be dealing with that. These are crazy, mad thug demons that causes chaos in our community. So when it comes to the drug dealing, the slinging, the killing, and all that, this is why a certain demographic under that religion go buck wild and begin to destroy in our community. There's a spirit that our people don't even know about. Ancient demons under Islam, under the religion Islam. We're going to be going into that this coming Sunday. Islam's demonology, okay? The religion that has a gate directly to hell is our lesson this coming Sunday. All right. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be something deep. What is the Kaaba stone? What is it really? Is it connected to the goddess Ashtoreth? That's right, the mother of Nimrod. Okay. What is the history behind the Kaaba stone? They'll lie and try to tie that to Abraham. No, it has nothing to do with Abraham. It has everything to do with something that came from there and landed here. That's right. Fallen angels. We're going into that this Sunday. Okay. My man, Elder Ramar, you there? Shalom. I have Elder Lawyer with me. We'll be able to answer any questions you might have out there, since we got a lot. We unpacked a lot this evening, especially pushing the positivities that comes with being an Israelite, the artistic value we bring, as well as our hard work, ingenuity, engineering, you name it. The Most High made the children of Israel the former of all things, and we're no longer going to allow our gifts to be discriminated against. They're going to have to appreciate the God in us going forward. We're not going to allow them to take us, use all of our resources to build their empire, only for them to demonize us on the back end. No more. Okay, Ramar, let's open up the calls. We're blessed by the best. Your name and location? Okay, the floor is yours. Talk to me. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. They couldn't hear you. They can hear you now. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I was actually saying that I was actually trying to figure out a way to fight against and I had a friend, he was a part of the secret group, and he was trying to get me to join or whatever. And you know, they have certain things or rituals they do to get you involved. And he was convincing me by tricking me using like a pseudo psychology. And long story short, they were having me doing weird stuff like, you know, eat pork and commit gluttony and stuff like that. I kept reading and watching your videos, and I realized gluttony leaves you as a city with no walls. So I refused, and I did see some strange things, but nothing too severe. I was just wondering like how you would fight divination and, you know, cleanse yourself of those like evil spirits rid yourself of all that demonic energy.
Okay, good question. First and foremost, you said you found out in hindsight that people were doing what? Secret initiative rights
he was
on
a
you?
part of a group.
A part of what group? Okay, what is this group?
I guess the government, the ones with the G. Hello?
Oh, you talking about he was like what? In Freemasons?
Yeah.
Okay, he was a Freemason.
Yes.
Okay, and how long ago did he try to initiate you or looking to groom you to be a part of their fraternity?
Just last year, 2020, on the verge of the coronavirus.
How long did you know the truth?
I've been watching you since the Band of Wickedness, but I mean, I didn't really know how to fight against it until I realized like everything's legit about the Bible and about evil versus good, God and Satan, however you want to put it, and there are fallen angels too.
Okay, so
I realized that, yeah.
Okay, so initially they were able to get in because you had questions about the Bible. You wasn't too sure that the Bible was true initially.
No, I knew it was true. Okay. I knew a lot about the Bible. I watched all your videos, like everything. But basically he was tricking me. He was saying like someone would be threatened or like people I cared about would be hurt. So he was like, I have to do this because of whatever reason. And I fell into it. And then I realized that, they were having me do things to overthrow my religion, having me eat pork. It was strange. Like, that stuff is legitimately real. Like, it's kind of scary.
How old are you?
The faith of
How old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay, because I don't see myself being a grown man, someone forcing me to tricking me into eating pork. I'm imagining that setting where a grown man saying that I'm gonna do something to your family if you don't eat this ham sandwich, and how I'm quaking in my boots.
You're right there, right on the money. Yeah.
I'm saying, but that's not a setting that's not a scenario where someone could think that I will actually comply. A matter of fact, you know what I mean. That's one of those things where, dude, it's time for you to It's time for you to get out of my space.
I lacked knowledge. I lacked knowledge at the time. I didn't know how to deal with it, and I gave in. But
you gave in.
Okay.
So what type of pork this man had you eating? What ham, bacon, what?
It was gluttony. Like, I was just eating a whole bunch of food, and they had me do this weird prayer, like this ritualistic prayer.
And you did it.
It was strange, but
And you did it.
I mean, I prayed. I kind of snuck away and prayed because I didn't know what I was doing. So I prayed to God. I did the Lord's Prayer, and then I ended up doing that prayer. But ever since, my body, it's just been almost like it's hollow. Like it's easier for me to take damage from things. Like, it's not as strong as it was before.
Where's your father?
He's sick.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that.
He's here, but I mean, he's not really here.
Last question. I'm going to tell you how to overcome all that. Was there any hallucinogens or drugs involved?
No, it's legit. They have these things they do. There was a prayer. I ate a whole bunch of food, and they had me commit one of the 7 deadly sins. And,
which of the 7?
I was just under intimidation, so I did some of it, and then I turned away and said I didn't want no part in it, and refused it, rebuked them.
Which of the 7?
Gluttony.
Okay, so they wanted you to grub yourself out of existence. All right.
Yeah, but you said in one of your videos it makes you as a city with no walls. So I guess spirits are able to enter into you because they use the GOCC, they use some of that stuff from Solomon's time era.
Okay. Yeah.
The same deities that built the temple.
Yeah, they're big into Solomonic magic, but they have no power. But the power we yield to them.
Yeah, I learned that because I got baptized.
They're powerless.
But I didn't do the correct. Yeah, I didn't do the legit baptism in Hebrew, but I did a baptism, and I did see things getting better once I started converting my spirit to do the laws. The laws are
Okay.
actually what's keeping me safe right now.
Okay, so this is what you have to do, brother. First of all, the Bible says where two or more are gathered, he's in the midst. You have to get with the congregation, get someone to pray over you, pray with you, and guide you through those precepts where those precepts will connect you with the Most High. Okay? Because what? That void in what we didn't get growing up with our father was probably busy or anything, that can be replaced through the wisdom of what? Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Wisdom of Solomon, and Ecclesiasticus. Get yourself in a
But what about curses and stuff? Like, does that stuff claim curses?
See,
does it get rid of curses?
Well, this is what's going on, brother. I need you to focus on me. Focus on me for a second.
Gotcha.
All right? Because what you're doing is you're thinking about these powerless people.
Yeah, I am.
All right?
Money. Because of what I've seen, though.
Again, they have no power but what you give them. I'm showing you how to overcome them and stomp them out. You want to just get rid of them and the God they serve?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. First of all, understand that who they serve and what they are is nothing.
Yeah, it says they're worthless. The things they do are worthless.
Okay,
It says that in the Bible.
now we there. They're under your foot now. Let me tell you how to do this. You get with the body there. You pray. Do not give these people any more power at all because they're nothing. You have to realize the power they receive is through what? Your submission.
Deception, yeah.
Yeah. So when you told me they got you to eat a ham sandwich, I'm like, what? Who's these guys? Listen, it's what
There's
you're.
a lot of ham sandwiches, though.
Listen,
Gluttony, dude.
it's what you're doing. It has nothing to do with them. It's showing a weakness in us. It's not them.
Absolutely,
It's the weakness.
you're 100% right.
They were able to target a weakness in you.
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's
so
what someone else told me as well.
Okay, thank you. So let's build this up. Get with the church, get baptized, get yourself an apocrypha, and you read the Wisdom of Solomon and Ecclesiasticus like your life depended on it. And you absorb that information, and God will become your father. All the information all the information you didn't receive by your father, you'll receive that and more. And you'll be a grown man if you obtain that wisdom. Got it?
That's what I needed to hear.
There you go.
Before you go, I did want to mention this. Have you paid attention lately to like how the government's not hiding the UFO, propaganda? How like they're not even trying to cover up the stories. They're showing it all over YouTube and stuff.
They never tried to cover it up. They've always been here amongst us. They're the leaders. They're the leaders of this satanic
but they're
world.
blatantly like saying they exist now. Like the government's literally coming out in the open and saying there are these things, we don't know what they are. Like if you actually look up like a Pentagon video, it will show it.
Well, listen, I don't want to go into that right now because we got a lesson coming up in the academy.
All right. Heard that.
Yeah.
I just had to get off my chest, man.
Yeah,
I really appreciate you, Shalom.
revealing the truth behind the UFOs, okay? And a matter of fact, there is a connection between the UFOs and Freemasonry. So
the Nephilim, that's what they call them.
Well, don't worry about it. You get in the class, you'll get it. Ecclesiasticus, Proverbs, Wisdom of Solomon. Stick on in there.
Wisdom of Solomon, Ecclesiastes, and Proverbs. Got you.
And push yourself away from the table. Pray. When you see food,
I will. I'm always God.
Eat in moderation. Push away. Shalom. Next call.
Shalom.
Shalom.
757, you're live.
Shalom, church family. This is Sister Claudette calling from Newport News, Virginia. And I just wanted to give a comment. When I turned on the broadcast, the elder was saying he wanted sisters to call in to speak about some of the experiences they've had in the church. I just wanted to say, with me being a single person, I've never had fear coming into the church. I've always felt comfortable being around the church members and the men because of the instructions that I received when I first inquired about the church, and I read all those instructions, and all those the church page they sent me with all the information I needed. It just made me feel comfortable coming to the church. not fearing will I be spoken to by men in an ill manner, or will I feel uncomfortable? And I feel so comfortable coming to the church, and I'm just so glad to be a part of it.
Praise
I
the
just
Most
want to
High.
add that.
Well, thank you, sister, and we're glad to have you a part of the body. And of course, it's family first and foremost. And I'm glad you're putting it out there, because they're trying to put this out there. An Israelite woman is a woman who's oppressed, who's scared to come outside. You understand? Because the crazy Israelite man have her tied up in the basement, feeding her rice and pouring water through a water hose so that she can get at least, hydrated for today. Believe it or not, that's what they're putting out there.
Well, I've had nothing but 5 years of great experiences, and I haven't met them personally, but I've spoken to a lot of the elder brothers throughout the region of America, and I felt so at peace and comfortable, and I'm just so honored that I found this church. I've been seeking God since I was 5 years old, and the truth that I've received since I met the church in 2013 has been so abundantly, and I'm just grateful. And I just want to give a comment to the sister. She called in a few weeks ago. She was new to the body, to the knowledge, and she had made a statement that she was afraid. So I just want to tell that sister, if she's listening tonight, to just keep that gospel gun beside her, which is the Bible. I call my Bible the gospel gun, and never stop seeking God with all her heart and soul, and the fears will ease. And I can honestly say I was in a lot of fear. Well, I say I was seeking my salvation with fear and trembling, because I was always asking questions, and the answer was never being answered the way I needed them to be. And when I first came across the first lesson in 2013, every answer I had was answered at that first show, the 12 Lost Tribes of Israel found.
Thank you.
The proud praise be to Most High.
Well, thank you, sister, and bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I tell you what, that name of the Most High and the 12 Lost Tribes found. There's one more video. From Babylon, Rome to America. Sure. Let me tell you, the Most High put a spirit on those particular videos. I'll tell you that right now. So many times I've heard this, and another thing, they try to put this negative connotation out there. Yeah, Israelites, they believe in polygamy. Why are you going to paint something with a broad brush? All Israelites don't believe that. And again, I didn't see no pushback in the neighborhoods when our sisters were Muslims, a part of one household of a Muslim, an Arab Muslim, or a black Muslim, 2 or 3 sisters married to one man, and there was no negative pushback in the media against polygamy at all. But all of a sudden, that became an Israelite thing. In a neighborhood where everybody running around hooking up, and this woman know that this woman go with this man and all that's going on, and now they're going to just pigeonhole that with that's an Israelite ideology, when that's all that's happening in our neighborhoods. That's why we have to start pushing back, and and we have to be able to recognize anti-Israelitism. All right, what's next? Next call.
340, you're live.
There she go, y'all. Shalom. What's happening? Let's go. You on the clock now. Come on, sunshine. You on the clock. Let's do it.
Okay, Elder, okay. The feeling, Elder, the feeling is there's nothing new under the sun. The same force feeding of the swine, the thing that we see now happening, happened before in the days of Maccabees and before. It's still happening in our times. And the thing is to note is that that child that you were talking about, that is the victim, this whole episode against him will now be twisted in the same way that they do in causing that child to be like the Israelite perpetrator, to highlight the overall problem that the Amalekite powers want the world to see as so-called black Hebrew Israelite, essentially to attack us all. And the reason why they would highlight this sort of story is to reinforce the age, the whole agenda that they have against us, and they may be compelled to take such drastic or desperate measures because these powers and governments can see the rise of our kingdom, so they are more desperate than ever. And they've been seething angrily in the background because their own laws are tying their hands to such a degree that they can't touch us the way they want to. So they're trying to dismantle their laws and play step by step to engage us. And as it says in Wisdom of Solomon, test our resolve to see if the Most High, who is our Father, will help us, and if we will endure. But no matter what they do or what trap they set for us on their beds at night, they end up falling into it themselves. And the same media who will try to twist any story on Israelites do not realize that at the same time they try to do this and highlight these stories to demonize us, they're actually highlighting the fact that we exist, highlighting the fact that we do not eat such things as pig, or such things as do such things as the world will do in majority, and in essence, they have become walking advertisements for us, as free promoters of our beliefs and the truth of our God. So it's like people who want to see the truth and who hate evil, they'll seek us out. Also, the children who they mean to use and abuse and continually sacrifice have now become those of the generations, like you were talking about, that love the Most High and keep His commandments. So they are frantic in daily loss of power while they watch the children of the Most High rise, and no matter what propaganda they spread to the whole world, they cannot penetrate the barrier of protection around those that serve the Most High in spirit and in truth. So it's frustrating for the fallen powers, them that and their dark rulers that can see their kingdom and rulership falling before their very eyes, and they cannot do what they seek to do against us and win. And like Christ says, the kingdom is within us, guided by the spirit of our power, with all aim to do righteousness and to be a pleasure in His sight. We, the children of Israel, have what we need in us. With that difference the Most High put in us to explore many gifts. And the thing is, we may not even realize our gifts to the degree that we have them unless we as a nation continually encourage one another and build each other up, rather than continually tear each other down or look to the nations to do things for us. Or we should solicit from our own people. As kingdom builders, we encourage and build the confidence of our sisters and brothers in Christ. We've been beaten down for so long, and by the nations, and especially by one another. And these bones now alive with sinews and becoming that exceeding great army are the whole house of Israel. I see all our wonderful gifts amongst our people, and even in my household, Elder, I have a daughter that can sing and one that can draw, and a son that's kind and smart, and my husband who he can do things with his hands. And I didn't even know that because I was in that kind of independent woman mindset before the truth. And I always look towards the nations to work, and do things for our, our family and building and stuff. But it was after that I realized, after finding the truth, I realized that the jewels that we have at our hands, and I realized His own gifts. And so with eyes to see, I can now see what gifts He possessed and what all the children of Israel possess. And for me, Elder, I'm learning that if I try to operate as a mother, like our mother Sarah, or in the modesty of such a woman as Susanna, who wore a veil to keep herself in right apparel and revealing her nakedness only unto her husband, and truly only do this to grow in beauty for the pleasure of my husband, and especially to be a pleasure in the sight of the Most High, then by grace, physically and in every way, I know that us who do this as women of Israel will grow in that beauty in every way. And so that's what I plan to do. And I just want to say, Elder, that I love being a woman of Israel, and I love being under my husband, a man set by Christ and the Most High. And I love being that. So I don't know what they're talking about out there. Praise the Most High. Praise the Most High.
There she go, y'all.
Bless the Most High. Praise the Most High.
Positive sister.
Praise
She's always positive.
Oh.
Shalom. Bless you. I want to say this real quick also. Thank you, sister. Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Brother Luke over in California. Just had a baby boy. Elder Luke up in the house. I wanted to say this when it comes to gluttony. This is why they started pushing, before the very end, they started to push Asian types of ideology. You started seeing yogas, places start popping up. Even before that, when I was growing up, it was dojos. They started off with dojos to introduce to us, you know, the martial arts, but really it was about the obedience of the gods of Asia, which is Babylonian. But then they started, for the last 10, 15 years, Oprah, they've been using her to push all that. And there's no, that's not a coincidence. And you have to look at that spirit of gluttony. When it talks about that spirit of gluttony, it's attached to the Buddha. Okay? That's who it's attached to. And the Bible tell you about the spirit of gluttony. It is one of the 7 sins because you know that there's a demon in you. Okay? When you lose control of your temple to a degree where it's unhealthy, where you can't walk, you can't breathe, you're unhealthy, you know it, but yet you still feed the monster. It's not you. It's a demon. Gluttony is one of the 7 sins, and I'm glad he brought that out. I don't know who would worship or deal with a God like this character we see before you. This guy has a problem. But that's right. Look at him. This guy has a problem. So those who worship these particular deities eventually form in the image of those deities. When you look at the book of Enoch, it talks about what? Demons are the children of Nephilim who do what? Hunger and thirst, and gets no rest. So the only time they eat is when we give them access to our bodies through sin. So that's why when someone's worrying, they upset, they say, I eat away my problems. That's not you. That's Buddha. That's that demon up in you feeding. Okay? And the Bible tells us this. It tells us this in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you being idle. That means while you're idle at home, with things offered unto idols. Okay? This is why if you're anxious, anxiety, dealing with all those things, it's the demon. It has nothing to do. It's something that attached itself with you. These fearful spirits who know that judgment is coming. That's why you're anxious and all that, because there's a demon you're feeding. So the best way to get rid of this stuff is to what? To fast. To deprive yourself from overeating. Deal with moderation. Understand it's okay to eat vegetables until you have full control of your what? Faculties. If something is calling you and you know that your weight is all out of pocket and all that, guess what? If you're being weighed down, guess what else is being weighed down? Your mind. It's clogging your arteries and debilitating your thoughts. It's actually crossing signals where you cannot think properly. Okay? So that's why I'm glad the brother brought that out, because the same way they pushing this Asian thing, what they're not telling you is they're pushing a demon that have entered the majority of our people. And you can see the spirit of that demon on the outside because they have become the God they worship. Buddha. There you go. Next call.
(313) area code. You're live.
All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High, AHAYAH. My name is Jackie from Detroit. Elder Ricard, I'm so thankful for your leadership, and I want to shout out to my elder, Elder Dale, and the council in Detroit. And I wanted to say something about what I've experienced as far as the benefits of knowing, of coming into the truth, and what can I say? Most of my life, all of my life, I've been in the church, and I've been one of those people that have been seeking after truth. So when I came into the truth, it was like, wow, glory took me from glory to glory. But the benefit of, one of the main benefits of coming into the truth, when I came into the truth, I was actually divorced from my husband. And when I came into the truth, I realized, wow, what a mistake I made. And so we're together. We're together now. We're walking in the truth, and we're on the same page. When we were in the church, we were always in counseling. Every church we went to, we were trying to get things right, and it just got worse and worse. And it was like, either I lead him or I lose my mind. And I decided to keep my mind. But when I came into the truth, I realized, wow, this was not right. I had no reason to leave. I just didn't have an answer. I didn't know what to do. But now that coming into the knowledge of the truth, and it has created boundaries, you know, and we've been married over 30 years, so I believe in the sanctity of marriage. I honor marriage, but it's just like I couldn't handle it. So much was out of order, getting out of order, but coming into the truth has brought things to order. Like, I honor my husband. I love him more than I've ever loved him. And it's evident, you know, it's evident. It's like I'm passionate about, you know, making things right and building him up. Where I tore him down at, now I go out of my way to build him up. I go out of my way to just let him know I appreciate him. And he embraces the truth as well. And then the other thing, benefit of coming into the truth, is like, I just love the body. I'm very protective. I'm protective over my church. I'm protective over what I see coming in, because I have a gift of discernment. I'm very protective over the house, you know, that I'm in. It's like, that's my house. That's where I live. Those are my elders and my leaders. These are my brothers and my sisters. And it's like, I don't want anybody just coming in thinking they're going to do anything, because I'm going to take it to the Lord in prayer, or I'm going to go to my elder and talk to him. And the other thing is that,
well, hold up, sister. Because
yes.
The Synagogue of Satan, I think they was in it with Tyler Perry, who put some guys out there who was mimicking Israelites. You mean to tell me when you joined the church in Detroit, you weren't tied down? You wasn't tied down in the basement? You didn't have shackles on your legs with women?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
sharing
not.
cream of wheat and
I'm so proud. I am proud to say we have real men in our body. You know, it's like I look at our men totally different. I look at our men and I see kings. I don't see men. And I address them, King David, King Elijah, whoever you are. It's like I love our men. I love our women. You know, I love them with the love of the Lord, and I'm protective. Like, they're my brothers and my sisters. And no, I don't keep company with everybody, but I love everybody. It's like there's a space for everybody. I don't have a closed circle. You know, that circle is always open to love, to reach out, to build up.
That's
and
right.
And it's like without fear, without hesitation, without reservation. It's like you know, and no, that's not true. And the men are so genuine, and they're real men. They open the doors for you. They look out for you. I remember when I first went to the first tabernacle, we didn't have a tent. They went out of their way. They put the tent up. I was apprehensive because I'm like, what is this all about? And I get up here, I didn't know anybody, but they made me feel, and it was dark, and I was like, oh my God, what in the world have I gotten into? But everybody was so helpful, especially the men. They put the tent up and made us, it was perfect. And,
Man,
you know, like
you.
I said, I'm proud to be a Hebrew Israelite. I'm proud. I'm growing. My spirit is being fed. I love the women of Zion cause, for the women that, you know, sometimes I hear women,
Okay,
they get on here and they talk about they lonely.
I gotta get to the next one, but come on.
One more thing. The women of Zion call. I was on there the other day, and it was just on time. just led by the Spirit, because it was just led by the Spirit. I just want to encourage the women that that's a call that's there for us. We can dialogue with each other and talk about things that are important to women. And that's all I have to say. Thank you, elders. Thank you, Detroit body. Yes.
All right, give it up. Give it up. Sister
All right. Thank you.
You know what? What stood out to me above all, that she had enough humility in her to say, you know what? She went back and got her husband. This world is telling you you don't need a man and all that. You have to give it to her. She has enough. She's in tune enough to understand when she's been reeled out there. She's like, hold up, all this, you don't need a man and all this crap, and then you find yourself by yourself in a circle with a bunch of crazed demonic women with no direction. I'm like, nah. She was like, you know what? I'm going back, and she was smart. I tell you that right now, because sometimes some people have too much pride to say, you know what, that's my husband. Congratulations to you, sir. And congratulations to you too, sister. And I'll tell you this, and guess what? You'll never hear them promote what we're saying right now. We know they're looking. We know the enemy. They'll never promote that. They're sitting back waiting for something to go wrong, waiting for something negative to come out so they can pull someone on their show that we don't even know, or someone on their platform that we don't even know. Oh, you said, you mean to tell me you delivered pizza to Elder Ricochet? Okay, come on. Come on to my platform. What color shoes he had on that day? You sure it was Ricochet? Oh yeah, I delivered pizza to him. I'm GOCC. They got the guy that delivered pizza to my house on their show. I'm like, come on, man. I'm like, who's these people talking about? They put GOCC with people we don't have no idea they exist. But yet, there's positive experiences with this body, because why? What you see is what it is. Oh man, hold up, man. You mean what? Do you got Ricochet's number? Oh yeah, man, I got his number, man. Yeah, man, we go way back. You know what I mean? A matter of fact, I seen him speaking one time, and he wiped his face in the middle of precepts, and here's the napkin right here. Here it is. This got his sweat on it. This has Elder Ricochet's sweat. I know Ricochet. Can I come on? All right, what's next? What's the next one, Ramar? This is what they do. So someone sent me a video, say somebody did a GOCC expose, and they sent me the video. I'm like, who's these people? They just trying to bring anyone on who say they rub elbows with an elder. I'm like, oh my goodness. All right, what's next?
404 area code. You're live.
Yeah.
Hello.
Bless you.
Hey, what's going on, Elder? This brother Quinn. I'm from the Atlanta body, GOCC, Atlanta.
Shalom. How are you?
How you doing, brother? I just want to say, man, I appreciate y'all, Elder, man. You know what I'm saying? You, Elder Lawyer, all the elders. I want to give a shout out to my, Deacon Baruch, Deacon IBL, Brother James Figg, football coach, who actually brought me into the body, Michael Island, and Brother Orlando. But I really just wanted to tell you, Elder, man, I got like 10 family members right now in the Hebrew Academy.
Yeah.
And it's actually like the best $150 I ever spent. You know what I'm saying?
Praise the Most High.
I came from the, and I also want to, donate, pay for 3 more people, so you get my information and forward me after this.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people really.
So you want to sponsor 3 people? Elder Ramar,
Yes,
get his name and number, because there's a lot of people waiting in line who want to be sponsored, and there's some stuff we bringing out as far as some historical references that Get this brother's number, his name, so we can get these 3 people in here.
And I also want to, help the brothers that helped you with their production. It's so good, man. The album, that's all me and my family play. So I want to, if you can drop their cash up to me, I definitely want to donate them for blessing you, man, because, I'm not even being biased. Like, your music, like, some of the best music I ever, like, heard. That comes from, like, promotion. And I actually had I had the company. I ain't going to really say no names. It's like, like one of the biggest record labels in Atlanta right now. And, I really started it with them. But due to, the Most High, AHAYAH pulling me out of that, I'm a big promoter on Instagram. I'm huge. I help break a lot of artists in Atlanta. But due to the Most High giving me to the body, thanks to James Steadpan, thank the Most High for him, bringing me over there to GOCC Atlanta and kind of pulled me away from all of that stuff. It actually, saved my life. The Most High showed me that the music stuff went right. Me and you, it's a whole, I know a lot of people want to get on. So, but yeah, it's a whole story about that, how the Most High pulled me out of the music stuff, how they was trying, sacrifice, just, what I'm saying, stuff people won't believe, to be true.
Well, don't worry about it, brother. I'm going to call you because I need to speak to you. So, hey, Ramar, text me his number.
Yeah. So and there's so much I want to say to you. I just want to say I appreciate you. Thank
you, brother.
And this, and you said about asking. I just wanted to tell you, man, like the kids and stuff been coming to the congregation. Deacon Luke in Atlanta got it set up so nice, man. They teach the kids and stuff. Like the kids, my kids, my son, my daughter, and my two nieces, they just got off a fast yesterday. They did numbered fruit for 4 days and water. You know what I'm saying? So I rewarded them for doing that. Cause, I know how tough they can be,
Praise the
and
Most High, brother.
Man, like they young,
Children.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Children.
And Elder, man, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. But if you can drop them other brothers' cash out, man, I ain't gonna talk too much, but I got a lot of stuff, man. And I'm a big promoter, and I love your music. I can help you with whatever, you can use my outlet, whatever. And we go from there because I really don't have, I don't know what to do with it now because
don't worry about
I'm
it.
not in the club.
Listen, don't worry about it. I'm gonna call you tomorrow because we're doing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna attach that to the 24-hour truth-a-thon that we're gonna have, and we're gonna do what you would call a white night, where we're gonna have all elegance. It's gonna be distinguished white dress, white mitris, the whole nine. The sisters coming in with the white gowns, and we're gonna do nice music, and I'm talking about some nice, classy music. All night, you know what I mean? We leave at a certain amount of time, but it's going to be we're going to have a Israelite gala in all white, brother. And I want to talk to you about that. So we're going to really make it, we get a nice place. Brothers and sisters come in. I mean, this is show brothers and sisters what being royalty is all about, right? What it looks like. You understand? And not only that, having a certain time where our children are amongst it and witnessing the regal setting, right? Have the nations, have people in there serving us wine. We sitting there having a nice time, nice music. It's coming. Don't worry about that. I'm going to call you up, okay?
All right. Thank you, Ed.
My brother, bless you.
Bless.
Yeah. We had these guys, you rock, you know what I mean? The toast pop up out of the toaster. They be like, oh, they look like Elder Regards y'all. Hey, that's it. Hey man, hey, I need to expose something. Anyway, I'm gonna stop messing around. What's the next one here? I know lawyers probably cracking up. What's the next one here? And a Ramar, make sure you send that brother's name. Make sure you send his name and his phone number to me, please. It's going to be nice, man. We're going to just tie it in with music with a purpose, and all white gala. Just righteousness. All right, what's next? Come on. We only got a few more.
786 area code, you're live.
Thank you, Ramar. I have it, yeah. All right, I got it.
Elder Ricard, Shalom. This Hebrew Harris. How are you, my brother, my mentor? How are you?
Hebrew Harris, how are you?
all right. Hey, Elder, let me tell you, man, you have no clue on the effect you took on my life, man. You have no clue on how much you have changed my life through the Most High. I'm not going to take up too much time, but let me tell you, I was an infant. I was a child, and my mother set me on the counter to give me some medicine. And as she went to grab a spoon, I swallowed the top. So her and my father, they went to freaking out. They rushed me to the hospital, and on the ride, she's praying at that time to to Jesus or whatever. She's praying that if he saves me, if he helps me through this, she'll raise me in the church and she'll give me over to him. Well, when we get to the hospital, they do an X-ray. They can't find the top. So when she gets back to the car, the top is on the passenger seat, covered in blood. She never seen me spit it up. She don't know how it got there, but she knew right then that the Most High was going to be in my life. Fortunately, I've been to prison more than once. I was expelled from school in the 10th grade. I've been through it all. But when I came across your YouTube videos, it spoke to me, and I realized that through all my adversity in life, the Most High has never left me. You have, in these past 6 months, you have no idea on the blessings he has done for me. And I owe it to you and Elder Lawyer. I'm in a situation right now where I've been charged with the armed robbery, and they have me on house arrest for a crime I did not commit. Word to the Most High. If you hear me speak right now, I didn't even commit this crime. Because of my record, they're charging me with this. I'm going to trial in July, and I have no worries. I have no worries. The Most High is going to walk me through this. But I just want to tell you, man, you have no idea on the blessings that you have done for me, and you're going to lead me to the kingdom. You keep doing your work. You keep doing what you're doing because you have no idea on the works on the effect that you have with everybody. You are powerful. You have wisdom, you have knowledge, and you have the ability to bring people out of the trenches into the kingdom. I want to thank you for all your work. I'm not going to take up too much time, but if you can, please get in touch with me. There's a lot I want to talk to you about. There's a lot of helping with the church I would do if possible. But I love you, man. You and Elder Lawyer, I thank y'all. I thank y'all. I thank y'all.
Brother, listen, we all got stories like that. What you just said.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you, usually I give my stories out and, where I talk about the progression that led to this truth. Let me tell you, I have a similar story like that. My father, believe it or not, he was in the Navy and he was in Louisiana. I was a newborn. My sister and I are 11 months apart. She's 11 months older than me. Right?
Okay.
Listen to this story. I'm in the crib. My mother's in the living room. My father comes into the crib where I am, and he see a red scorpion crawling on me while I have, I'm drinking a bottle. Yeah. And he says a red scorpion was on me. He says it's crazy because I was a baby that cries all the time. I'm not surprised about that, probably. And I didn't move at all. And he waited until the red scorpion moved over, and then he threw me off. He says he threw me out of the cradle into the bed. He tore the house down. He tore the house down looking for the scorpion. He didn't find the scorpion, so he was afraid it was going to do something to me and my sister. So he called. Listen. So he called his mother, who was living right off of 15th and Susquehanna and 15th and Dauphin, my grandmother. He called his mother, and he was supposed to be in Philadelphia temporarily. Right? So he just came for a quick vacation just because that happens to transition, and I end up being raised in Philadelphia. Now, hold up. But listen to this, though. I was born in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and because that happened, I end up in Philadelphia. Now I'm reading in the book of Revelation to the church of Philadelphia. And listen to this. I found this out later as I was teaching, and the church was already grown. And the angel of the church in Philadelphia write these things. Saith he that is holy, and he that is true. He that have the key of David, he that openeth, and no man shutteth, and shutteth, and no man openeth. I know thy works. Behold, I've set before thee, listen to clearly, an open door, and man, it says, and man can shut it, for thou hast, and no man can shut it. Let me move this out of the way so you can see it clearly here, so I can see it clearly. I know thy works, and behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and has not denied my name.
Come on, come on.
The Church of Philadelphia.
Elder.
Hold up.
Elder, you were sent by the Most High.
Hey, brother, let me tell you. We were all sent by the Most High. I said it earlier. We are the prophecy they were talking about. All of us, not just me. You too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You too,
Yes,
brother. I mean, I have a lot of scenarios where I know angels were there.
Listen, you are my mentor. Don't you ever forget you are my mentor. I look up to you. I thank you. I thank you, sir. I thank you.
Well,
I can't express it, and I can't say it enough. I cannot say it enough. I hope you really listen. I love you, Elder. Thank you, man. You're my mentor.
Thank you. Bless you, brother. I can't wait to meet you. Shalom. We all have those stories.
Yes, sir. Shalom.
Bless you. I remember my sister chasing me, boom, and I run between two cars right there, 1526 West Diamond. It was Mr. Charles' car here, my father's car here. I run in between the cars. And I'm running because I was fast too, man. I played basketball, football. I was fast, and I was playing with my sister. Ran right through the two cars. A truck came and something pulled me back, and it went boom. I couldn't have been no more than 6, 7 years old at that time. I'll never forget, something pulled me back, and the truck, that thing would have ripped me. I wouldn't be here right now if that thing would have hit me. And I turned around. It was no one there. I know a lot of you have stories like that. We're going to talk about that sometimes. So it was meant for me to be in Philadelphia. And it's deep that it says here that we kept his name. One of the first lessons that had an impact that changed everything is when the name of the Most High was out there. Yahweh, Jehovah, all of that was out there. There was no one out there making videos on God's name at all. Because why? It was clear that the names out there had to have been the names. It wasn't until we gave the name that the Most High gave Moses that everybody started doing a name video to come against it. But you cannot change the words on the page. We have kept the Most High's name. Man, woo, man. Sometimes we got to sometimes we got to get together, because these are the conversations we have when we throw a few things on the grill, or we sitting around and we all together talking about how we've been raised. We got to have some of these conversations, man. All of us together, just have some brother and sisters conversations, man. It's because I know that a lot of you have similar stories out there. All right, what's the next call?
(323) area code, you're live.
323 area code.
323.
Oh.
Okay.
Shalom, brothers. Elders, I'm sorry.
Shalom. How you doing, sister?
I'm good. I just want to say you guys have been a blessing. I even have sometimes the children listen, and they picked up on things that, you guys have taught. The music is great.
Praise the Most High.
Yes, and I just want to say, I don't know, is Brother Bronzy part of your ministry as well?
Oh, yeah, Bronze is part of the California body, right? Yeah, Bronze is a part of the California body, yeah. I mean, listen.
So his music...
Listen,
and I love when...
Listen, there's so many people doing music. I don't want to slight anyone or I didn't forget anyone. Like I said, when we do that 24-hour truth-a-thon so we can raise what we need so that we can actually plan for food and all that, don't worry about it. Everyone is going to get their moment to show what their gifts are within that 24 hours. So, but Bronze, yes, he's another brother that's been holding it down. Yeah. But
yes, and when I say I stopped listening to the radio months ago, and he's one of the artists that I listen to every day. even like when you come in and you doing separating the wheat from the tares, that's an awesome song. And he got a new song out called The Zombie Apocalypse, and that's awesome too. You know, he teaches through his music. You know, I learned through his music. So, you know, I appreciate all the elders in the body, and, you know, I just thank the Most High for giving you guys the gift to give us food. You know, your word is like food to the spirit every day. You know,
Praise
so
the Most High.
I just thank the Most High for you all.
Praise the Most High.
Yeah.
There was another brother
Amen.
Thank you, sister. There was another brother years ago, and thank you, I really appreciate it. His name was Fred the Genius or something. He was one of the first guys years ago that he just had music. He was following our church. It was called Fred the Genius. I mean, the brother had some good music out there, and that was before I even thought to even do music again, you know. And I just hope that brother is doing okay, you know. But yeah, he was one of the forerunners, one of the originals. All right, who else? We're gonna take a few more. Yeah, bronze is for real. And I'm glad that he's able to put his music out there. And guess what? It's not on the devil's machine, which they can dictate, so that they can dictate how we actually express ourselves artistically. And that's a blessing. All right, who we have next,
757 area code, you're live. 757. Okay. 843 area code, you're live.
Shalom, elders. How y'all doing?
I'm blessed by the Almighty. How are you?
I'm doing all right. All praise to the Most High. Coming into this truth, it's brought me a long way, especially with my temper and overreacting. I now know how to control my emotions now. And example, at my job, you know, the only way I took the job is if I didn't work Saturday. So, you know, they asked why. I told them, I said, hey, that's my day of worship. You know, it's the Sabbath that I worship on the Sabbath. Oh, okay, cool. So they hired me. So they gave me the schedule Sunday through Thursday. They gave me Friday and Saturday off, which was perfect. So I work at a gym. I work for sales at a gym. And so for the first 2 months, you know, I was doing real good. And the assistant general manager position opened up. Now, that position, they work on the weekends. So they came to me. They said, hey, you know, you're doing a great job, man. We want you as the AGM. I said, cool. I said, but I can't work Saturdays. That's the only thing. But, Elder, I was doing such a good job. They said, you know what? Don't even worry about it. We'll work around that. Keep the same schedule, you know, but we need you. We want you at that position. So, boom. December came, you know, I'm the AGM. Fast forward to March. Now, from December to March, man, my facility is doing numbers. They bragging about me, you know, and everything, and I'm, you know, all praises to the Most High, like, you know, thank you for, you know, providing me with this position. And then when the end of March came, I guess other facilities wasn't doing so good, so they came out and said all AGMs must work Saturdays, no exception. So I was scratching my head. I was like, okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to step down. So I had to step down and go back to being regular sales, and they put somebody else at the position. And when they did that, you know, it wasn't like they too much didn't really respect, you know, that my day of worship was on Saturday. That's basically what they were telling me. And so the reason why I bring that up, because the old me probably would have reacted in a way where I would have got myself fired, you know. So now, you know, being in this truth and understanding, like, hey, you know, the devil's gonna be pulling at me, you know, trying to get me to revert back. You know what I'm saying? And it's not working. All praise to the Most High. And the example that is setting, all my coworkers, you know, they're talking to me like, man, you know, that's messed up what they did to you. Like, have you talked to anybody? Have you tried like this and that? And I'm like, nah, hey, it is what it is. You know, we're not doing the same numbers that we used to be doing. But what I keep thinking about is when this awakening starts really being noticed, those same coworkers are going to probably, if some of them don't already have a slight idea that, he could be one of those Israelite people that I've been hearing about. But they're going to remember, like, you know what? The job did him dirty, but he remained calm. He came to work. He still had a smile on his face. He still got along with everybody. I don't know, man. The news, what they saying about him and what I'm actually seeing is two different things. So for all my brothers and sisters out there that's in the truth, man, just continue that walk in Christ, because people are watching. And believe it or not, a lot of people are seeing you, and they are putting two and two together, but it's not adding up to what they're hearing what the news is saying about you.
Yeah.
News is saying about.
Well, let me say this before you go. I'm about to go to the next call, but I'm going to say I had a similar situation. I was working as a manager, okay, and I'm just saying it's just following the story, because like I said, we all have similar trials, and I'm a manager, and it's upon us to at least work one Saturday out of the month. That was the compromise I had once they gave me, believe it or not, a higher position. Before that, I never worked Sabbaths, but again, similar to you, I got a manager. I had to manage a team, insurance, a big company, and but I had to sign up for one Sabbath out of a month. Well, that was the time when the Most High was doing a transformation in me, and I just decided, one Sabbath, to actually be out on 9th and Market teaching. I just said, I didn't call nobody. I wouldn't advise anyone else to do that. But I'm the manager, and I'm supposed to come in and cut on the lights, flip the computer on, the whole nine, and get everyone ready. And I was out there teaching. There's a video out there where I taught this Muslim sister. And it's one of those old classic videos where I was breaking down everything about Muslim, the Iraq, the Quran, the whole nine. Is one of the classics out there. I was supposed to have been managing managing a floor that day. That sister got baptized. That sister eventually got baptized. Eventually. Now let me say this. Yeah, but let me say this though. I get back to work Monday, and it was like, and my manager's there, and he's there with the sister, she came in there with she's caping. She came in there and saved the day, she did her job. So she's sitting there in the chair next to, Esau, top manager. He's like, oh, Rich, you know what I mean? I'm really disappointed. And I'm looking at him like, yeah. And she's sitting there saying, you don't have anything to say? And I'm looking at the sister. I'm like, I'm cool. So eventually the wheels start. The wheels started rolling off of that. She ended up getting a higher position. Eventually they transitioned me into a place where I could no longer cause havoc like that. But all in all, one day I got up and the Most High was like, go out there and teach. Now, I wouldn't advise this for anyone else to do, because I already had 1 foot out of that whole thing, knowing that I was about to do the Most High's work. So I already had 1 foot out. So I got up in the morning, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do this. And I called Zionish up, and we went outside, and we got with the brothers, and we started teaching. I was supposed to open up a floor for a big company I was managing at. Like I said, I wouldn't advise people to do that, but I can relate to that story where, you know what? I had to take a chance. I had to do something for the Most High, and I just didn't feel like it that day. I felt like teaching the word of the Most High. But through that, but through that sacrifice, here we are. I didn't know that this was the trajectory, but all in all, the Most High seen me make I know he was watching me making a choice. It's not I could have just laid down and looked at TV that day. No, I got up and like, you know what? I'm gonna teach the Most High's word. I'm gonna go out there and teach. The videos was out there, and I'm like, it's like, you're supposed to have been here. You was on the schedule. I'm like, yes, sir. I knew I was supposed to have been there. So, and then his sisters, she got the Superwoman cape on. Well, you have anything to say? You have anything to say, Richard? Like, not really. Y'all know what happened. I mean, y'all got it covered, right? It's good. You know what I mean? Everything is good. Everything is all right. But thank you, brother. But we all have those stories too.
Yeah.
I was compelled. I was
story,
like,
I remember that story. I remember that story in a past video, and I thought about your story when that happened to me.
Yeah.
So all praises to the Most High.
And I have other stories too. But like I said, I wouldn't advise anyone to do some of what I've done in stepping out in faith. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm like, listen, people look at that like, what? It doesn't make any sense. Well, now I understand why when it came for that transformation for Christ's ministry, this is why you read in the scriptures, Christ had to be moved into a wilderness somewhere. You're not supposed to be in that zone where you're operating and you're still amongst regular people. You'll seem crazy. So now I understand why when you're in that zone, when you're ready to work for the Most High and really separate, this is why Christ was someplace else. But I didn't have that opportunity. I wasn't afforded that, that liberty. I had things to do. So I was trying to operate in between that spirit world and get the knowledge, get the truth, bring things together, but still operate within the world itself. So I wouldn't advise people to make some of the choices I made during that time. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. What faith?
Man, I appreciate you too.
All right. We're going to take one more call and then, it'll be a digress. One or two max. But this is before we take the call, I'd like to thank you all for all your support. Your support goes a long way. If you like to support, as you can see right there, $GOCC 144 donate. It's the top one for the broadcast. So if these broadcasts, if they've done anything to help you and still understanding and that keeps you going and actually help you, the Bible says if we instilled in you your spiritual things, shall we not reap your carnal things, which means you give us what you can to help us finish this work, because there's many people to be awakened. It doesn't just stop with me, and it can't stop with you. With your support, this word is spreaded. $GOCC 144 donate. And the next thing I wanted to tell you all about, if go to gatheringofchrist.org, we have a lot there. We have the Family Corner. We have the GOCC Network. We're going to start putting up commercials for the GOCC Network soon so that people will know what it is to support one another as a nation. GOCC Network, look into that so that you can help support brothers and sisters who are making their own products there. And also, when you see the donate button, there's other options if you don't have Cash App, okay? $GOCC 144 donate. Go to gatheringofchrist.org to donate there also if you don't have Cash App. This is how we keep the work going, okay? So I appreciate all your support. Let's get the next call, Elder.
832 area code, you're live.
Hi. Oh my gosh. I'm Iris Braggs. I'm calling in from Houston, Texas. Shalom, 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 and many, many blessings. I want to thank you, and also, as well as like the other callers, just for your wisdom. Praises be to AHAYAH and his son Yeshaya for you and Elder Loya. I have a new fervor for reading the Bible, And I'm just grateful, so thank you. But moving back to the topic at hand that you were discussing, Israelite discrimination, I just the other day happened to watch your King James teaching that you and Loya did 7 years ago. It was really interesting. And it was basically, you were basically breaking down King James and how they give us this misconception or, deceit about who he really is, and how they didn't bother to clear his name like they did other people in England and whatnot. Anyway, I just wanted to speak about, I just wanted to say that was a really interesting teaching. And also, I was speaking to a friend of mine, I went to visit a friend of mine, and I was telling her, we were discussing, because we have a long history. We started out as 5%ers back in the day, and anyway, I've always been on my quest for God since young as well, and not to deviate, she laughed at me when I told her, that I was studying, first of all, she agreed, yes, she recognizes herself as a Hebrew Israelite, but, she was like, she kind of laughed at it. I was like, well, why are you laughing? You just said that you yourself know that you are Hebrew Israelite from birth. This is something that who we are. And I'm so grateful to my sister. I have to say my sister, Ronnie. She introduced me to you guys, the Gathering of Christ Church, and my son has played a pivotal part as well, just through your teachings. And, praises to AHAYAH. But, yeah. So, anyway, that she laughed at me. I thought that was so strange. And I'm like, why are you laughing when you identify? So it's just like, I just think people have issues with the laws and whatnot. And maybe they, just don't understand. But anyway, I would love to be baptized. I've been calling and emailing. AHAYAH is my other name. So, yeah, I would like to find out how I can get baptized in Houston, Texas. And thank you.
Well, sister, that's no problem. What's your name again?
Do you want my screen name or my real name?
Your real name. What is your real name?
My name is Iris Melanie Braggs.
Nice to meet you. Iris, you said?
A pleasure. Iris, I-R-I-S. Iris,
Great.
Like the flower or the iris in your eye, not like Edith,
Nope.
like the Greek
Okay.
Samson, or
I'm familiar with the name.
It's,
I'm familiar with the name. Well, don't worry about it.
Yes,
we have Elder Ramar on the line. He's actually over the Texas area, along with Elder Azan and Bishop Azan. So don't worry about it. We're gonna take your number. He will reach you. And since you're on the phone, I'm gonna put something on the screen because a lot of people try to laugh.
Okay.
They try to laugh when we say that King James is a black man. And come to find out, they banned our video from being seen in England. The truth about King James, they banned it.
What?
Yeah. You try to pull that video up over in England, it says this video doesn't exist.
Wow.
So, this video doesn't meet whatever YouTube, I'm Edo when I say so measurements, whatever, it doesn't meet those measurements. But on the screen, I got a picture of King James, and you can't get John Travolta out of that. Right? And I'm
okay. Right.
You know what I mean? That guy look like Shaft right there. You can't look at that guy. You can put a pick with a bush. You could put a pick with a fist on it, up in this man's head. All right, I got another one. I got get Tom Cruise out of here. Somebody get Tom Cruise out of that one there. Huh?
Oh God.
What you got there? And you got people simple as the days old talking about King James was a white man. Don't forget, let me tell you, if King James was white, they would not allow him to be dragged through the mud publicly, historically, like they're doing right now. They're allowing people to call them homosexuals and all that. Right? They allow people to lie and say he's a white man. If that was a lie, they would not have banned our video from England, and they would have showed circumstantial, they would have showed evidence to the contrary if this was a lie. He was 100% black. See, but they don't want our people to realize this, because you have to realize he was fighting against the Roman Catholic Church. He pointed out the Roman Catholic Church in his writings as the Antichrist, that the throne of the Antichrist is the papacy, which is King James's words verbatim. Okay, now somebody get Carly McLaughlin. Yeah. Somebody get Justin Timberlake out of that. Huh? Somebody get Justin. Yeah. Somebody get Justin out of that. Okay. This one right here. Okay. Somebody get Brad out of that one. Let me get him here. Somebody get Chip out of that one.
You think Chip?
Somebody get Chip out of that one right there. Yeah. You cannot hide anymore. You know what I mean? That guy like my uncle. All right, sister, thank you. I appreciate it.
This is wonderful.
All right, and
yes, I want to get that book.
And look at this guy. But anyway, one more call, and sister, we're gonna call you. We're gonna set up your baptism, no problem at all. Okay, welcome to the body. All right, one more call. Let's do it. I think I was
920. You're live.
Hello, Elder and family. This is Sierra from Wisconsin.
Bless you. How are you?
I'm doing blessed. I'm blessed. I'm doing great, actually. I'm calling in tonight on a positive note. You know, I'm in the academy. I told you guys already before when I called in that I've been following since I was like 22, 23. I'm about to be 32. God bless me to be that way. So to coming up for this upcoming year, I'm happy to say and positive about me learning who I am and what is my role here in life. The academy, like the lesson on will marriage last and families, Elder, took me to a whole nother level. I was struggling already in life, not knowing my place as the woman, getting lost into having to be the mother, the father, and the provider just because my husband wasn't present during the time. So having to do this entire time by myself, I was getting lost and confused on where I'm supposed to be at. Never lost my faith, though, but got lost and confused on the way as to where my role is at, where am I supposed to be standing at, by the Most High. So now that I have that understanding, oh, man, hey, I don't walk in fear at all. I walk by faith for real. I see beautiful things when I'm out moving. My children are blessed, and I'm raising children of the Most High, and I'm excited to say that. I used to be afraid because people judge. They look and, oh, that's a call. Or don't know, once you see and you learn the truth, there's no way of going back. There's no way you can unsee it. I'm super excited. Like, you guys have no ideas. I don't miss not a lesson. I don't miss nothing. I'm all in. My faith is strong. Can't nothing stop me. Nothing can stop me but the Most High. And if he stopped me, it's for a reason. So anything I do before I do it, I pray. And guess what? Everything be beautiful. Not everything on the earth be beautiful, but everything within me is beautiful. And that's a different place for me. I know what my role is for my husband. I fought. I battled. We done been through a lot because we started dating when we were younger children. But I knew inside of me, like, uh-oh, I think this is the person I'm supposed to be with. But just so happened, guess what? Here we are, 17 years later, still together. Our children, happy,
praise the
blessed.
Most High. Praise the Most High.
Yes, Elder, I'm super excited. I don't walk in fear no more. To not be moving on earth in fear is a whole nother understanding in itself for me. I don't even know when I got to this point, but when I woke up and got that lesson on Sunday, hey, I know what I'm supposed to do now.
Hey, man, let me tell you, that thing was big. Sister, let me tell you this.
Yes.
Let me tell you this. It's time for us to push back when people are bearing false witness. When someone claims that what we follow is a cult, that's bearing false witness. That's from the gates of hell. It's time for us to challenge that, and to see the intellect or what you would call the lack thereof of the person who's actually spewing such madness. For example, if someone say, well, Israelites, that's a cult, you have to respond back with, right? You have to analyze their assessments by asking, what is it that I believe or what I'm doing that's cultish? That's what you ask, sister. What is it that makes what I'm doing a cult? See, now what are you doing? You're putting it back in their court. Because what they'll do is stare at you blank because they never expected you to respond with that question. See, it's time for us to go on. It's time for us to go on the offense and stop getting on our heels every time someone bear false witness. Okay, assess to me. Tell me what is a cult, or not even that. Okay, you say I'm a cult. What is it that you've witnessed in my behavior that would say I'm a cult? Oh, you don't celebrate Christmas. See, okay, thank you. See, now you're dealing with the lack thereof. You don't. That don't even warrant a response. Not in a country where there's freedom of religion and to practice anything you would like. That doesn't even warrant a response. That means they have more respect for an atheist, someone who don't believe anything, than someone who believes in God as the Bible says. See, so you have to put it back in their court and say, well, okay, that's interesting that you claim that I'm a part of a cult. What is it that I'm doing that's cultish? And watch them just draw a blunt. Right there, sister, you break their programming. They're staring at you without blinking. That's a glitch in the matrix right there, because they have to actually answer a term that came from their mouth to let you know they don't even know the meaning of it. They're just parroting what someone else said, and that's the point. Thank you, sister. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
Oh man, look at this one. Thank you. Man, this guy like Ronald, the dude I grew up named Ronald I grew up with. I'm gonna show you right here. All right. All right, here you go, y'all. Look at that there. Who that? That's King James from Great Britain right there. That's like old Ron from around the corner. The guy used to grab rebounds and everything. Look at him. Huh? That's right. That's King James, folks. They lied on him, and they have lied on our Bible. One more call. That's it. One more. Let's go. One more.
678 area code. You're live.
Shalom, Elder. Shalom.
Shalom. You're the last call for this evening. Talk to us. The positivities of being an Israelite. We're going to stop. It's time for us to stop what we call anti-Israelitism. No more. We're pushing back. We're on the offense. Talk. Let's talk.
Thank you for taking my call. My name's William. I'm from the Atlanta body.
Bless you.
And I just want to give a shout out to Elder Baruch and Elder Abdiel. They've been ministering to me on a personal level. And I can call Elder Abdiel. He took my call and gave me a powerful prayer.
Praise the Most High.
All praises to the Most High. I just had a couple of things on my mind. I'm sure you know about what's going on down here in Atlanta. You know, we got the Atlanta Water Boys. They demonizing them and making them like the highlight of everything bad. And I really want to try to figure out something positive, shed a positive light on them. And our mayor has an opportunity to be the best mayor Atlanta's ever had with this situation, and she's just sitting back doing nothing. But anyway, I have also have a couple of initiatives. I'm gonna save what I consider the best for last, but I use a lot of your words too, like you say, to get in front of this. Yeah. And for the kids, I have pancakes and precepts. It's like the Sesame Street for AHAYAH. You know. That's number one. For number two, I have fast for fruit of the kingdom. Well, we fast, you know, and to bring forth fruit, whatever, you know, will come from it. And I guess the third one would be one of my Now you guys have become my
we're
biggest
gonna wrap
idols.
that
I
up with
tell
the
you,
third one. Hit me with the third one because I gotta get to the next call. I gotta take one more call.
All right. George Washington Carver, he was, to me, was a Hebrew Israelite among Israelites. And there's a documentary out where he gave up everything. He could have been a billionaire. He gave up everything. And then Heals for Healing. Now, this is unthinkable. The one thing that nobody can think about,
brother, you said 3 and you giving me 4. I don't roll like that. Don't try to sneak something in. You said 3. I'm gonna give you one more now.
Right.
One more. Last one.
Last one is Heals for Healing. The unthinkable Yeshaya, the unthinkable thing that he did for us that would be hard for us to think about was when he washed all the 12 disciples' feet. Now, I'm sure it's hard for any man to imagine himself washing another man's feet, but I do believe that that's a healing process that if we use maybe a street initiative like that, we could really get in front of the demonizing that they're trying to do on Israelites. And it's sad that we even have to defend being Israelites because it's our heritage.
Okay, brother.
It's who we are.
Thank you, brother. Heals for Healing. I got you. Let me slip. I'm sorry, but time is running out. Let me go to the next call, all right? Because you have to realize real time, real quick, before I take the next call, how you're going to actually have to implement that. We have to operate within the community, in lanes that's not going to cause issues. All right. We go down, cats on the corner. As soon as you drive down, I'm from 15th and Diamond. You drive around there, you got the lookout guy to see, especially if it's a car they never seen before that's not regular around there. They're texting each other to say, okay, there's a car around here. You know what I mean? A car we don't recognize. People are stepping out with basins. T is on the corner, letting people know there's a new car around, and you out with a basin trying to wash feet. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to get hurt. So you can't just jump out and say, yo, I'm here to wash feet. I'm with you, but there's other ways we need to go about this. There's things we can do. We can get some trash cans, and instead of asking T to take off his Jordan so we can wash his feet, he got the hammer sitting there waiting for us. What we need to do is take the trash cans there and make sure we put stuff in the trash, and maybe they'll see, okay, you're not a threat. Let me go clean up with you. So those are the things we're going to do for self-preservation also. So you can't just jump out of a car in the hood, with some soap and water saying, take off your Jordans. We can't do that. Next call.
404, you're live. 404.
Last call.
Okay. 518, you're live. 518. 757, you're live.
Okay, this is where we digress. It's all good.
Hey.
One more?
Hey, Shalom, Elder. Can you hear me?
Shalom. Yeah, the Bible says he sent us out as sheep among wolves. Be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Last call. Let's go.
Hey, Shalom, Elder. This is Brother Jonathan Rogers from the Virginia body.
What's happening in the background, brother?
I'm not sure. That's not coming from me. I don't know who's that coming from.
What we have going? What we have working? Ramar, we have multiple things happening.
Well, yeah. First, I just want to say, just all praise to the Most High for waking up all of us up and knowing who we are, and for.
Okay, I think this is where we fade out. Well, thank you all. May the Most High be with you. Stay prayed up. Sin not. Thank you for all your support. We got the Hebrew and Bible Academy coming up, breaking down the mysteries that are hidden in Islam. Satanic, that's right, mysticism, the witchcraft within Islam. The reason why people are going buck wild in our neighborhoods who actually, practice that particular religion is not that the brothers aren't trying to, apply some level of morality to their lives or piety. There's demons they also allow in their members that we must identify to cleanse our people, to make us whole for the coming of our Lord and Savior. So we're going to talk about that this coming, that's right, academy. We'd like to thank you, Elder Lawyer. Thank you all the elders who have supported the work. Thank you, Gaja. I got your message, but I'm going to call you a little later. May the Most High be with you all. Stay prayed up. Sin not. We will soon see Zion. Shalom. Shalom. And thank you, James. Thank you, Maestro. It's been a pleasure having you on. And there's a lot more to come. We got a lot of gifts we're going to actually show concerning the works our brothers and sisters throughout this earth in different countries and all that, to show you that it's just not isolated here in the United States. We have some gifted brothers and sisters with an array of talents, a lot of talents that will be shown, on our broadcast. And I want to put it out there. It's time for us to shine a positive light on the awakening. The enemy is trying to do what? They're trying to demonize our people who identify as the children of Israel. And it's time for us to push back with what? Positivity. Showing a righteous light. Guess what? Even Christ said himself, you can't put your light under a table or under a bushel lest it burn. You must put it on the table, your light, so that all can see. What light? I'm an Israelite, and I'm here to fight anti-Israelitism. Shalom. And the Most High is doing what? Calling back Israel. Thank you for all your support. All right.
The East is where we're from. The 12 tribes of Israel. In 721 BC, the Assyrian king, he took us down, we fell. With a great escape we went through the Euphrates. The Lord held the water still. To a land where no mankind dwelt, we went. The 12 tribes of Israel. That's who we be, Manasseh, the Cubans, Ephraim from Puerto Rico, and Valley from the Isles of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back Israel. Zebulon from Panama, Cat, the North American Indians, Simeon, the Dominicans. AHAYAH's gathering Israel. The Arabs and Africans told us
at gunpoint.
Together our wives and children then sold us. In the belly of these great ships we traveled and fed. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. AHAYAH in Colombia, Reuben from Australia, Issachar, the Mexicans. AHAYAH's gathering Israel. Judah, the Negroes, Benjamin, the West Indians, Levi, the Haitians. AHAYAH's gathering Israel.
Oh yeah.
Hey. Oh. Hey. I was on my way, felt the presence of your son every day. Every day. I let go of your hand.
And now I feel a change.
Close the door, fall to my knees, and I began to pray. Oh, help me, the cares of the world.
That's right.
Slowly pulling me away. Now I hear a voice calling me to the light, to the light. Still in the heart, so I'll discern wrong from right, wrong from right. Let her forgive wrong, forget love. floor and open to the law. And I can't believe what I saw. I saw me sinning willfully. I won't break your law no more. Send your son, please open the door back to me. Oh Father, please forgive me. I hear a voice calling me to the light, still in a heart, so I know wrong from right, and I'm walking the road. Which way should I go? Which way to go? Father, send your Spirit, help me find, come save me. Oh, higher, shine down on me. I'm one of your sons of Jacob. Lord, I believe. Oh, God, me. Please bring me to the light. Send your son so I will know wrong from right. No matter fork in the road. Which way do I go? Which way to go? My Father, send your Spirit, help me find. Save me. A voice calling me to the light, still in a heart, so I'll know wrong from right, no matter fork in the road. Which way should I go? Which way to go? You send your son, make me right, help me right, save me. Come save me.
One more, man.
Yeah.
Brotherly love.
Oh, we've been through so much pain. Life took us separate ways. Both did some hurtful things, but it's not over. You know that we both care. So can we forgive and forget? I need you here. Remember the ups and downs, the trials we've been through. See, there is no one on this earth who can replace you, my brother. Life is too short, don't hold no grudge. No grudge, you are my blood. We must forgive and love each other. No matter what life love you, brother.